to the Low Carb Football Party. How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, my buddy Brian? I'm festive. I'm excited. I'm pumped up for tonight. Are you ready to go?
Hey, I am doing good. I see you got lots of energy. You
Yeah.
must have you must have had a good steak or something before we went live.
I did. I had some
There
New
you
York
go.
strip. I had some fajita chicken. And what else did I have? I had just a smidgen of cauliflower with some cheese on it. And what else? That's about it. So it was a good dinner. Oh, I had a beer too. So that's probably what's doing it.
Oh man.
How's everybody doing tonight? Go ahead and put in the comments where you're from and welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Make sure you hit that like button. We'll get this out to YouTube and it's all good. Hello, Susan. Hello, Becky. Yep, Greg's fueled up and ready to go. That's right. Sometimes you just gotta put the energy out there. We need it because the game's not gonna be much energy. How's it going, Eric? Oh, awesome. It's nice to see everybody. Yep, I was playing Iowa State tonight in men's basketball. Last night the ladies played. That's kind of an exciting thing around here, I guess. South Carolina. Yep, definitely. Hey, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put a Q in front of them, but we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit of football. So, Brian, what do we got? Who we got going on? Who's playing tonight?
So we've got the New England Patriots against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. So yeah, New England I think is like 2-10. But Pittsburgh is kind of fighting for a playoff spot. So be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any predictions on the game? Any score predictions too?
Oh boy, score as well. Well, I think Pittsburgh's gonna win. So I'm gonna take the easy way out, and since they seem to be a much better team, I think they're gonna win. Score though, let's go 24-13 Steelers.
Is the weather looking okay? I guess I haven't paid too much attention. I'm guessing obviously it's probably pretty mild as long as there's not a lot of rain, I guess. I'm with you. I guess I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game. New England's not very good. It's Thursday night though. You just never know, but I'll take the Steelers, and I think you're pretty close on the score. I think it might be a little closer. I'm going to go 24-14 or 24-17. What was your score?
24-13.
Okay, yeah, I'll go 24-17. So don't want to put too close to yours. So
it looks like the weather looks okay, other than it's typical December weather in Pittsburgh, so it's cold.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't look like it's rainy or anything like that. So,
man, Brian, I got to say, we had a nice day here. It was over 50 degrees in North Iowa, which is unheard of this time of year. I went for a nice walk and took in some fresh air. It was beautiful. Can't complain. I took advantage, and it felt good to get out there, I must say, because probably the last nice day of the year for me. No, I guess tomorrow's supposed to be pretty good too. So how about you? Has the weather been okay where you're at?
It's been a little bit colder than normal, like low 50s the last few days. I think it's even supposed to be like upper 40s for the next day or two, and then it goes back into like the 50s or low 60s, so a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, like, it doesn't get too cold here. Like, it might get around 30, 35 or so for a low, but usually by the like 8 a.m. or something, it's pushing 40, so it's not that bad yet.
Yeah, definitely. I see Eric saying the combined is under 30, but I think they're going to be wrong today. The reason I say that is we're here, so they're going to score tonight. It's going to be a better game than people realize, and it's all because of the Low Carb Football Party. That's my call, Brian.
Well, I thought about saying 2-0 Pittsburgh, but then I was like, no, that's not going to happen. So I don't know. So Trubisky is the Mitch Trubisky's the quarterback for the Steelers. Hopefully, I said that right. Trubisky. I
It-
always have trouble saying his name, but anyway, like they say this is kind of like a make or break type of game for him. So I think that he might do well. We'll see.
yeah, definitely. We'll see what happens with that. But Brian, I got a couple other things for you here. Let's see. I was going to ask you about the December challenge. Why don't you go ahead and tell the viewers what the December challenge is that you put out there, and then just kind of tell us how you're doing, and I can kind of give an update on how I'm doing on that.
Sure. So the December challenge, I think it's a unique challenge because you're basically challenging yourself. You're not worrying about other people and so forth. It's really centered on improving yourself, right? So it has to do with push-ups, and anybody can start wherever they need to. If it's wall push-ups, knee push-ups, whatever, maybe you can start with regular push-ups. It doesn't matter, but you just start with what you can do and do as many as you can do, and then the next day, you try to improve on that. And then, so for me, what I've been doing is I've been taking kind of a double approach to that. Some days I increase the number of times I do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like I started out at first just doing it one time for the day, it just as many as I could do. And then after a couple of days, I went to like 2 sets and so forth. So I can tell you where I'm at. I started on December 1st with 25 push-ups. And today is December 7th. I did 41 push-ups and I've done 3 sets today. I don't know if I'll do a 4th set after our show or anything. I don't know. So I'm probably done. But I have done like 3 sets, like 3 or 4 days in a row here now. Yesterday I did 43 sets of 40. So I did one more than yesterday. The day before I did 38. The day before that was 35, 33, 28. And of course, the first day was 25. So yeah, like on the day 3 was the first time I did multiple sets. I got up to 33 and I did 2 sets. No, I did 3 sets. I did 3 sets, but the third one I no, that was no day 3. I'm sorry, it was 2 sets. Day 4, I did 35 and I did 3 sets, but the third set I only got to 34. I couldn't get up to 35 on that particular set. And then day 5, I did 38, 3 sets of. Day 6 was 40 push-ups, 3 sets of, and day 7 is 41. So I'm actually up to 123 push-ups I've done all together today, which is pretty cool. Seeing
Wow.
that, just about a week or so ago, I hadn't done any push-ups in more than 6 months, probably. So that was pretty cool. And again, you don't have to do all that. You work at your pace, and you don't have to do multiple sets or anything. That's just a little extra that I've kind of added to it. But just work on doing as many as you can do each day. Even if you just take a couple minutes every day, do it one time. And it's a good challenge for yourself, and it's going to help you to keep improving and getting a little bit more activity in and so forth.
Brian, I'm so glad and grateful that you put out that challenge, and I accepted, because the first day I did it, I did 15 push-ups, and yesterday I did 25. Today I did 27, and then I went and did a second set tonight and did another 27. So now I'm starting to add more in. But I actually was talking with Brad a little earlier today, and I told him that I'm going to keep this challenge going. I mean, I'm going to keep doing push-ups even when this challenge is over in December, because I know I'm getting stronger and I'm feeling better. And I think it's been a major win. And it takes a minute. I mean, it just, for me, I'm doing countertop push-ups. So I stand at the kitchen counter, put my feet back. So it's just like being in push-up position, and I'm doing my push-ups that way. And it's been working great, and I'm feeling it. I mean, it's definitely like, to me, it's no different than if I get on the ground and do a push-up, the way it feels to me. So I'm really grateful though, and it's going really well. And I think Brian hit it best. Just do whatever your skill level is and what you can handle without hurting yourself. And it's okay to challenge yourself, for sure. So I think that's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's been going really well, I must say. Oh,
That's
let's see.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I like that challenge, and hopefully some others are doing some other kind of challenges as well. So, hey, I just want to remind everybody, Brian and myself accept super stickers, chats, and thank yous. Please consider supporting us. We appreciate it very much. And we're going to be talking about the topic here pretty soon. I think let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's see. I seen a comment here. Oh yeah, about the challenge. Yep. Brad was glad it started. It was definitely a good one. And then yeah, definitely. Just real quick. Oh, sorry, guys. Just looking. I was just going to kind of show what tonight's topic is about so everybody kind of knows. Tonight's topic that we're going to talk about tonight during the show with our guests and with me and Brian is about holiday desserts and foods. What are some food ideas that you have to help keep you on plan this holiday season? You know, what types of foods will you be fixing? If you want to share that in the comments, that would be great. We'd love to see it. If you have ideas, recipes, or anything you want to put on there, you sure can put that in the comments. Obviously, we'll be talking about a little bit too with our guests, and our first guest will be here shortly. So just wanted to make you aware of what our topic is, and we're gonna have a little trivia for you tonight. I think it'd be a good time to do a quick trivia question about football, and I can go ahead and read this off, Brian. I'll go ahead and put it up here. Let's put this out there. Which legendary Steelers quarterback led the team to 4 Super Bowl victories in the 1970s? Now, to me, this question's easy, but it may not be for some. But go ahead and put it in the answers in the comments. Love to see what you have. And we'll wait a while before we answer back on that. We're just going to do one now. We'll do some more later during the show as well. So just wanted to get that put out there.
I bet you Becky knows this one.
Yeah. Yep, I'm sure. There's yeah, we're seeing a couple guesses already on there. A couple people are saying it's Bradshaw. I don't know. There's some other ones out there, but I don't know. It's a good one. But in the meantime, I think we're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest. Hopefully our first guest is ready to go. So we'll be bringing her on here in a second, but we'll answer that question after we come back and welcome our guest to the show. All right, be right back, guys. All right, welcome, Cindy. How are you tonight?
Better, thank you.
Are you
Definitely better?
Well, that's good. I know you and your husband were under the weather here this past week or so. So it's good to hear that you're doing a lot better.
It was rough. That was probably
bet.
the roughest thing we've been through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad it's going a lot better for you. So for
yeah.
sure. You know, I saw earlier, I saw your Instagram, a couple of your Instagram posts with the keto chow and some desserts that you're making that they must say they look pretty good. So that ties in real good with the topic tonight for sure.
Well, today, the last one I just posted, I mean, it literally just went up and I saw you comment on it.
Yeah.
Hi, Becky. I had decided to use the chocolate malt keto chow. And Wendy from Loving It on Keto, she does a recipe for cookies. And then there was one on the Keto Chow site that I used. And I used chocolate malt and I used Keto Chow and I used the milk chocolate chips, Lily's, on both cookies. And the recipes are different, but they were both, they tasted so good. And, you know, it's very low carb when you're using Keto Chow. So that was definitely a win both ways. Wendy's pretty much won out though.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, they were good. They were really good.
Look good for sure. We can talk more about desserts here in a little bit, but why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about your channel, anything that you're working on, anything you got coming up that you want to talk about, you feel free to mention it. Below you can see where Cindy can be found. I hopefully that's correct, Cindy, on the bottom of the screen there.
It is.
Make sure you go visit her site. She does a lot of great work over there and gives you a lot of wonderful, amazing ideas. And she does a great show with Sana on Friday nights. I know Brian and myself have both been on your show, and it's been amazing and a lot of fun. So go ahead. I'll let you have the floor.
we try to keep it light. Last Friday I couldn't be there because I was sick, but I was in the background in the chat, and it was a negative comment that came through about something, and I stopped it right in their tracks, and I said, dude, we won't tolerate that in here. I don't care what it's about. You know, we had decided from the get-go there wasn't going to be any camaraderie between Keto and Carnivore, and there wasn't going to be any negativity in our chat because neither one of us, there's no room in my life for that.
Yeah.
There's none. And so, yeah, we kind of nipped that. And then she saw me commenting back and forth with this guy Friday night, and she jumped right in the bandwagon, and she's like, pulled his comment up and nipped it real quick. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that. And thank you both for coming on. It's been great. But as for me and my channel, as you know, we've already talked about, I haven't been feeling well. So I've just been putting up little things because I haven't felt like doing really much of anything. But I know I want to get on it and do want to talk about the past couple weeks and what Brian and I have been going through, what we're doing, and stuff like that. But thankfully, we're both on the mend, and yeah, it's been rough. But for me, starting keto, I can go that route. I started in September 2020 at 269.9 pounds. After 23 months, I had lost 100 pounds. And I've kept it off for over a year now. Thank you. That's the hardest part. I've never been able to keep weight off when I was dieting. And this has just been, a total success to be able to do that, especially for this long, with the exception of a few pounds up and down, that little tiny roller coaster that everybody goes on. But I've gone through gastric bypass back in 2007 that went really bad afterwards, a couple years later. I've had both of my knees replaced. The second one of those went bad. I wound up having an infection in one of them and had to have 2 more surgeries after that. So all this stuff that I had done previous to, I wonder all the time, could I have avoided all of that had I done keto back in the early 2000s? Had we known about it then and really stuck to my guns then, like I have since 2020? And it's hard to say because
you've done an amazing job, that's for sure. So
thank you so much. I feel so much well, with the exception of this. You can still hear it. I still go through coughing spells, so if I disappear, that's what's going on.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, it's been a blessing. I mean, I was on blood pressure meds for over 50 years, and I'm not anymore. And in fact, I had gone to the doctor last week since I've been sick, and they took my blood pressure, and I'm thinking, man, I'm really sick. It's going to be so high. It was like 110/70. I'm like, yes, and I'm sick. That's awesome. So, it was just, that's fantastic. And then, I was pre-diabetic when I first started keto. My A1C was 5.8. And I had it checked earlier this year, a few months back, as I changed doctors. It was 5.0. So, it was like, there can't be much better. It's like, I feel, other than the sickness that I've had, overall, I feel a lot better than I've had in years and years. So
no, that's awesome.
It's definitely a benefit. in so many ways.
So, Brian, did you have any game updates for us real quick? Not to get off topic, but
That's okay.
Well, New England is moving the ball. They have a 2nd and 7 at the Pittsburgh 11-yard line. I think they're about to score.
oh, yep.
Yeah, they just scored. Touchdown, Patriots.
The Patriots are
Yeah.
playing. See, I have no idea who's playing. And I just moved from New England
Oh, okay.
Oh.
in October of 21. I'm not a sports fan. However, the Patriots are a good team. There's that.
Here's a question for you, Becky. Or Becky's wondering, Cindy, who's on the show tomorrow?
Jen Delaney and Maitreya, Radical Geek. They're both going to be on with Sana and myself. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. And then we're booked until I have a tentative booking the first week of January, because we alternate hosting. I am open in February on. I'm waiting for answers from various people, but I haven't been pushing it either. So
yeah.
But
Well,
get
this time
there.
of year gets kind of busy too, and you have more things going on. And we're kind of the same way with the Low Carb Football Party right now. We're not, I guess, we already have our guests lined up for next week. We have 3 guests, but after that, we're just kind of taking it easy a little bit to see what plays out, especially with me starting a new job. I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be like. And
What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be an employment specialist with a behavioral health facility. So
Nice.
yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm part of a team, so it'll be good.
That's rewarding work too.
Yeah. Yep.
It really is. There's some things that are just, it's just a job. But then there's some things that are so rewarding that, when you can help somebody out.
Yep. That's what it's about. Hey, I just wanted to get back to our trivia question right there. I know a few people answered it, and we'll go ahead and put it up here. The answer would be Terry Bradshaw. So
you're right. Becky knew it.
Yep. There's a couple people that knew it. It's a pretty easy question, but it's a good one to get started with anyways. But so let me see here. I was going to ask you about tonight's topic. What what kind of desserts or foods ideas do you have for everybody? And obviously, I know you use the keto chow, but what all do you have in mind for this holiday season for different foods to eat?
Well, for Christmas, it's just going to be Brian and myself. So there's not going to be a whole lot of differentiating what we always eat. But now Thanksgiving, we went to my niece's house, and I had made a keto stuffing, which was Nisha Berry's recipe, her cornbread stuffing. I made Wendy's from Loving It on Keto, her cranberry sauce recipe. So it's all keto. And I made keto chow fudge, like 6 different kinds to take with us. Like little bits. We kept some at home, of course. So, but yeah, that worked out great. And I definitely stayed on plan for the holiday. And my niece had made Maria Emmerich's pecan cheesecake recipe. That was good, but it was so rich, very small piece was all you needed. It was like, whew. And then we had turkey and ham and stuff like that. So,
cheesecake can be pretty heavy, definitely at times. It's
and then the pecan stuff on top was just really, it put that heavy right over the over the top, but it was really delicious. So
I bet.
But those were good. So Christmas, like I said, it's just going to be me and Brian. All our kids are up in New England, and there's no way we just made that trip in October when my mother-in-law passed away. So we spent a lot of time with the kids there then. But, we still have fudge left. I just made cookies.
Yeah.
Other than that, we both stay on plan. We don't sway, there's too much reason for both of us not to sway off keto. With Brian being a type 1 diabetic, it's really important for him to stay as low carb as possible. He started 2 weeks after I did with keto, and his A1C at the time was 7.9, and his last one was 6.1 for a type 1 diabetic. I was so pleased with that. I'm like, this is why we do what we do, you know? And I have issues after the gastric bypass that if I eat anything that's carby, it causes hypoglycemic episodes for me. So all the more reason for me to stay on playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I don't, I just feel like garbage, you know, mainly because of the low blood sugars, not a stomach issue. It's just another different way. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now I know, I was going to say, I know that you made some, did I hear you say you made some keto fudge, some keto chow fudge? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Peppermint or something? How was it?
Oh, it's so good. I did that. We had, you know, because I'm affiliated with Keto Chow.
Mm-hmm.
And use my code.
Yep, go to her page and use it. Definitely.
Yes, it's in all the descriptions of all my videos, except the one I just did pop up. They had sent me 3 packs of the peppermint, which is the newest flavor. And I like peppermint. My husband likes peppermint. So, and this is at the tail end of being not feeling well. And I've had these things sitting there, and I knew they were going to announce it on the 5th. I'm like, man, I need to get a video up. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So I took all 3 packs. I made a shake, I made an ice cream, and I made some fudge with it. Holy mackerel. It's so good. And we taste tested all 3, you know, on the video. And thank you, Brad. Yeah, it was the fudge. Oh, it calls for, the Keto Chow fudge recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. When I made the peppermint fudge, I put a 1/4 teaspoon of the vanilla and a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract to bring out that peppermint flavor a little bit more. And I had some sugar-free peppermint candies, the hard candies that I crushed up and put on top of the fudge. It's delicious.
I bet.
Ridiculously delicious. Yeah. And it's so easy to make. You just need to have Keto Chow.
Yeah, I just started trying some of the keto chows. I had ordered some, and yeah, it's been good. I prefer to make cookies with keto chow if I'm going to do anything. My wife made some snickerdoodle ones the other day, and they're actually pretty good. I mean, I miss cookies. I love cookies. It just, you know, it's one of those things that it was nice to have one. And I think it was only like 1 carb, so 1 gram of carbs. So that's not too bad for a cookie. I wouldn't, you know, I don't think so.
Well, you think a packet of Keto Chow is 1 serving.
Yeah.
Along with all your vitamins and nutrients for 1/3 of your daily stuff. And so it's like, when you think about it, when you make a batch of cookies, that's 1 serving.
Right.
You know, not that, I mean, that's 12 cookies. That's a lot to sit there and eat. That,
yeah.
You know.
Yep. Definitely.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Brian, did you have any other updates on the game for us?
Well, so Pittsburgh was moving the ball a bit and they threw an interception. However, New England was called for defensive holding, so the interception did not count.
Uh-oh.
So Pittsburgh still has the ball. They got a 3rd and 8, it looks like, at the 37-yard line, the New England 37-yard line. So we might as well watch this play real quick and see what happens here. They're about to snap it, so let's see what happens. Very low snap, but he picked it up, and it's a loss of a yard. So 4th down, I'm guessing, boy, be a 55-yarder, so they might punt here.
Definitely. Brian, do you have any questions for Cindy that you had for her? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just didn't know if you had anything that you wanted to bring up.
Well, so first thing is not really a question, just a comment. I think you guys have really got me starting to wonder about this keto chow because I've never tried it. So
Use
I
my
just
link.
might have to look at it. I might have to look at it, and I will use your link if I do.
I'll tell
Oh,
you,
they kicked a
it's
field.
good. The best thing, it's so universal. I mean, you can do so many different things with it. There's
Yeah.
savory flavors. There's obviously the sweet flavors, but you can, like, they have a savory chicken soup base that is in their drop biscuit recipe, and they are really delicious. But I masterminded that recipe when they came out with the birthday cake flavor, and I substituted the chicken for the birthday cake, and I made biscuits out of that and used it for strawberry shortcake. That was really good.
Interesting.
It was good. But you pull up a recipe and you can substitute most any flavor for whatever's in that recipe. And they have a ton of recipes on their website.
I think they usually have a special, Brian, on the starter kit. I think it's like, isn't it like $20, Cindy, for like 6 flavors in a shaker bottle?
They just sent me one since I was an affiliate.
Hmm.
Oh, I've got everything it comes with here.
Oh, yeah, here you go. You
Oh,
can see
wow.
what it is.
You
Perfect.
got a shaker bottle. They also sent me some of their electrolyte drops and daily minerals and all that stuff. But in the elite kit, I got a pack of lemon meringue, caramel macchiato. There's chocolate, vanilla, salted caramel, and snickerdoodle. But this is all in the elite kit. And it's like, I know when it was on sale, it was $19.99. So I'm not sure if it still is on sale. But
Well, that's a great deal. I mean, that water bottle alone is probably close to $20, right?
the shaker cup, they're
Yeah.
they're
like
nice
10,
too.
but yeah.
They're really
Yeah.
nice. With my link, you can save 10% on, I think, everything on the site, except for they also have subscriptions. They have one where you can pick your own flavors. Another one that's a surprise subscription where it's a surprise when you get it. That one comes with recipe cards and stuff like that. But yeah, I've used their product for a long time. And, if I do beef, butter, bacon, and eggs ever again, it's going to be with Keto Chow.
Yeah.
If I do carnivore, it's going to be with Keto Chow because it's definitely been beneficial. I mean, even with my husband, Brian, he's on an insulin pump. Brad, you said you're type 1 diabetes. I don't know if you are on a pump.
Yeah, he is.
Most type 1s are nowadays, I think. He said if he puts in the total number of carbs in his insulin pump for Keto Chow, his sugars will drop low. So that's about one of the very few products he can go with net carbs. Because when in his pump, he's got to put how many carbs he's eating to offset carbs with insulin. Most of the time, it's close to zero because it's just meat and eggs and stuff that we're eating. But anything other than that, like if he does have any vegetables, which is occasionally, he knows pretty much how to adjust that. But his blood sugars are so steady and stable. It's great.
That's awesome to hear for sure. Yeah, there's Becky's commenting about the kit.
Yes, yeah. It's showing up as $19.99.
Yep. Our next guest is here and I want to bring her on. Cindy, I want you to stay as long as you like and we'll continue with the conversation. I just want a chance to bring the next guest on if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Hey,
And,
Greg, before you do that, can I give a score update?
Yep.
Okay. So Pittsburgh did try the field goal, 55-yarder, and they made it. So it's 7-3 now. Patriots are in the lead and they have the ball.
All right. Awesome. Well, it's a pretty good game so far, and they're scoring some points. So that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'm going to bring on our next guest. So hopefully she's ready to go and we're all set. All right. Let's bring her on. All right. Welcome, Jessica. How are you?
Hello.
Otherwise known as Mentor Jessica. How's it going tonight?
Hello.
Everything going good?
Yeah, it's going good. There was only a few people on my live stream, so there wasn't many questions, so I was able to hop on early.
Yeah, no, that's good. We're glad to have you. And, I'm Greg, and the person above me is Brian, and then we have Cindy here. So
Hi.
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Hey.
Glad you could come on. And I know you've been listening to the conversation about some of the food topics and stuff, but I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and your channel and what you got going on.
Well, I started my channel in the end of June, this year, and mainly recording my journey on carnivore. And if you would have told me a year ago I was going to go carnivore, I would have told you were absolutely insane. There's no way I would do it because it was so limiting. And I was keto chow, creamy. All my desserts were all made with keto chow. Still are. My daughters are using that subscription very well. And I switched to carnivore mainly because I was doing research and came to the point where I thought I had hypothyroidism, and I had gone to the doctors for over 3 years and mentioned it, and they'd run my blood panels to check my TSH levels, and you're normal. But the normal range is a very wide range. So I went carnivore in July, and I did full blood panels online and ordered some blood panels and found out that, my levels are off. They're within the technically normal range, but they're nowhere near where they should be. Certain ones were high, certain ones were low. And they suggested I do a carnivore autoimmune protocol for 3 months. So I just got off of that the end of November. No, it was not before Thanksgiving. It was after Thanksgiving. And which meant I had to eliminate dairy and eggs. And I'm now at the point where I'm adding one food in per week at a time. So that 3 months of not being able to have any seasonings or anything was the hardest. I was like, man, I thought carnivore was restrictive until I had to eliminate those. But it really all started back last spring when I did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and I got a CGM because I'm like, I need to figure out what's going on. And I knew once I went on beef, butter, bacon, eggs, everything was all leveled out. And the only spikes I had were when I was stressed out, and I would go on a walk to try to help reduce my stress. And that actually didn't help. And so that what made me sit there and like, okay, that kind of means my cortisol levels are off. And that got me researching and digging more into thyroid issues and other things, where when I just got my results back last week. And I am now within the normal range. So I don't need to be on medication. And that was my main thing that doctor in August was like, well, like, we don't want to put you on medication. I'm like, I don't want to be on medication either. I will do whatever it takes to not be on medication. And when they mentioned, and they were all supportive of carnivore, and I was like, wow, I like these online doctors that are supportive.
No, that's a battle sometimes to find a doctor that will support what you're doing. I know Brian's had that struggle, and I think about everybody has. Mine's really supportive too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's an Iowa thing. I guess I know. I say that because Jessica's from Iowa as well, so I know we have a few people that are from Iowa in this tonight, but and every night usually. So, but like you said, you found yours online, so that's good though. Definitely.
I know my doctor in New Hampshire, when I told him I was doing keto, he's like, okay. And then when we moved to Kentucky in 21, our doctor then, he never said anything either. And I just recently had to change doctors because he quit taking my insurance. And I told them what I was doing, and they said, okay. I'm not going to just not do it because they don't want me to anyway. I've had too much success, and it's like, no, I don't care what they say.
So, Jessica, I was going to ask you about your channel a little bit. How's that been going for you?
It's growing. It keeps growing. I never really planned on getting many subscribers, and I think it was I homeschool. We do go to a homeschool organization every week, and like my updates from YouTube come in each week on my way to on our way to the class, and every week I'm like, how many subscribers? Like, I haven't really been paying attention because I do it for me and checking in for me, and it's been amazing. It's been an extremely supportive community. I absolutely love it.
Good.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons me and Brian do this show is we call it the low carb because we support people who are on a low carb diet, whether it's keto, whether it's ketovore, whether it's carnivore. We just want a community of people that support one another and have some success that way. I mean, if you have the support in place, I mean, it's nice to have people you can go to and have questions and just support each other because we've all kind of been struggling with health issues. It could be weight, could be other health issues, but definitely is a nice thing to have for sure.
Well, yeah, and I was keto for over 10 years, and I was keto because of my daughter. It wasn't even for me. I found out she had sensitivities to sugar and sugar substitutes, and I was looking up recipes that were sugar-free and didn't have sugar, and I kept running across keto this, keto that. I'm like, what is this keto thing? And then I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, now I found a whole new term to search for recipes. It can help me out. So my kids have been keto since they've been 4 and 5. They're 14, 15 now.
Nice.
Awesome. I bet they feel pretty good, with eating that way. And I mean, now when I've had sugar or flour, it's amazing how crappy I feel. So I don't really do that anymore because it just makes you feel terrible.
Yep. Oh, they do feel it, and they know. Like different times they get together with friends, and I'm like, you realize, I'm like, I know, I'm going to be sick, but it's worth it. Is it really?
Yep, exactly.
You live and learn.
Yeah, pretty much. Brian,
Especially as teenagers, it's gotta be tough because even though they've been doing it for so long, teenagers get out with their friends who are eating all the garbage food, and they're going to want to try stuff, and I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
And they'll
either pay the price or they'll be.
And I was shocked they did that. We did that for 7 weeks, and they did it with me the whole way.
Nice.
And they had better results than I did. That's why I'm like, okay, there is something messed up with me. I need to figure out what's going on.
Yep.
I'm just going through a couple comments here. Becky's saying hello, Jessica. And Brad was just saying he's had his health this year, and the biggest reason was the knowledge he gained from the YouTube community. So definitely, it's you learn a lot, that's for sure. Definitely. So going to our topic a little bit, I know you're backstage, Jessica, and I know Cindy, you can add some more stuff to this too. But what holiday desserts foods are you preparing for the upcoming holiday season? And Jessica, we'll start with you, and then Cindy, if you want to add some more stuff, you sure can. Or Brian.
Oh, I came on when they were talking about keto chow, and I'm a huge keto chow fan, especially with desserts. And my big thing is the cheesecake. As my daughter went to make a cheesecake, and I'm like, well, I'm going to make this keto cheesecake. And she's like, oh, whatever. And she made her cheesecake. I made my keto chow cheesecake. And that keto chow cheesecake was one everyone ate, not hers. Even she had to admit that the keto chow one was better than the one that she made. So yeah, that's one of my huge go-tos is a lot of those keto chow desserts, and use the keto chow ice cream. Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good stuff.
As for cheesecake, I found a couple of years ago, I found a keto cheesecake crustless recipe that is really delicious. And doesn't have any keto chow in it, but it's really, really good. My husband, it's one of his favorite desserts, and it's pretty close to a New York cheesecake, in my opinion, and is absolutely no crust. It was really good.
There's a question. How many carbs in a slice of keto chow cheesecake? He's intrigued.
Oh, I don't remember. Well, it depends on how big your slices are, right?
Yeah. You still have to follow your serving sizes, man. But I haven't made one with keto chow, so I can look it up real quick with their recipes.
Yeah, I use the keto chow
I'll go
recipe.
do that. I'll be back.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd like to know myself. So for sure. So Jessica, what other stuff? Is there any other kind of food you like to make for the holidays season?
Well, one of the things that's been nice is my parents as well have been more ketovore. So for the last several years, at least on my mom's side, we've been mainly meat based, and like warning different people that are bringing desserts. I'm like, okay, if it's not keto friendly, you're probably going home with it. And the first couple holidays, they brought dessert. They couldn't believe how much they were taking home. We're like, the rest of us just aren't going to eat it because we know we're going to feel like crap, and we don't want that happening. We don't want to go through that at a family event.
Right.
And yeah, so really this last Thanksgiving, and even we got together for Labor Day, it was mainly burgers, it's brats, it's pork loins, it's roast beef. I mean, all your main things. And yeah, they're all keto chow subscribers too. So there's usually something there, some dessert that's made with the keto chow.
Well, if you guys are not affiliates, just look up my link. Okay, I looked on Keto Chow site, and the first one I saw was a no-bake blueberry pie cheesecake. Total carbs is 18.64 grams for one slice, and net carbs was 6.06. But I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Let me.
Too good. There's the stats on it. It doesn't say how many servings. They're usually, I think, like.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It doesn't tell you how many servings.
Let me see. I've still got it up.
Yeah, here's Susan said 5 net carbs, 7 carbs.
10 slices. So 10 servings to one cheesecake. For the keto chow, it says 10 servings. Yeah, almond flour will do it in because I, you know, when I made those cookies earlier with the chocolate malt keto chow and the Lily's milk chocolate chips, when I made the keto chow recipe with the coconut flour, I'm not a fan of the almond flour, but even a coconut flour, it's like I said, it's a little bit grainy. But Wendy's recipe, Greg, if you said you like cookies, have your wife look up Wendy's from Loving It on Keto recipe.
Okay.
She uses a third of a cup of liquid egg whites, a third of a cup of sour cream, brown swerve or brown monk fruit sweetener. But she'll post them on her page. You know, she's got them in the comments on her videos of what she uses in her recipes. And they come out really thin because the liquid egg whites, they condense them. But they're really good. They're very light and really delicious.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out for sure because they definitely look good. And I like cookies. I'm the cookie monster.
They're good. And
Brian, you're intrigued by all this, aren't you?
If you use an egg white, it's very low carb too. And then a keto chow is low carb. So, you know, you're not getting very many carbs out of that.
Brian, did we have a game update by chance? Looks like it's score.
Not really. Yeah, it's still 7-3. Pittsburgh has the ball now, but there hasn't been a whole lot going on. So it's starting to settle in as to a low scoring game, maybe. So maybe I was wrong with the score. I don't know.
I just realized it's the All Day I Dream About Food is where I got that cheesecake, not from the Keto Chow website.
Not Keto Chow.
I just put the link in the chat.
Oh, there we go.
Because
that woman is a genius. She is. I'm telling you, everything she makes is so good. Oh, it's crazy. But it's most of it is pretty high carb and high calorie for the stuff that she makes. And you know, I like it all, but it's pretty up there. No, seriously, it's pretty high in calories and total carbs.
Yeah.
Most all of it. Yeah, I just subscribed to your channel.
Yeah, I was going to say that to any of the viewers. Make sure you go to both Cindy and Jessica's channels and, you know, give them a subscribe and check out their channels. They put out different content and, you know, a lot of good stuff. So make sure you check them out. They're both great gals and we enjoy having them on the show. So make sure you check out their channels. So definitely.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's important. We support each other on this show. We like to promote people and what they're doing. And, you know, cause everybody's going to relate to somebody a little bit different. So, it's good to have that. So definitely. There you go, Brad. 40 consecutive push-ups while listening. We must be really inspiring.
That's awesome, Brad.
Lisa from Low Carb Yum has some delicious recipes. It's good to know.
Yeah, Wholesome Yum does too. It's another good website. They have some good stuff.
Heart attack now. It's funny. Awesome. Thank you, Eric, for doing that.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. That's always nice when people support one another. That's a good thing. I'm going to flash up both of their channels again in case you missed it. And there's Cindy's, and hopefully they're correct on both of those.
I didn't find your coaching. I found Mentor Jessica. I didn't find Mentor Jessica coaching.
Is that your tag?
The tag is Mentor Jessica Coaching, but yeah, it's found under just if you do a search, it's Mentor Jessica.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You know, and that's Yep. I didn't have these names on to start, so I thought I better go back and put those on for the squares.
I had put mine on how my name appears on StreamYard for when Sana and I are on ours.
Yeah.
That's because Sana and I are going to have to get you on our channel.
Yeah.
We do lives every Friday night
Yep.
Okay.
Me and Brian have both been
at
on there.
6:30 Eastern time.
Yep. They've got a
I don't
great
know.
show. All right. Well, let's see here.
Yes.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I've got a quick game update. So Trubisky has thrown another interception, and this time there are no penalties. So New England's going to be at about the 12-yard line, I think, of Pittsburgh here.
Oh, it's getting interesting.
Early second quarter.
I dare say the Patriots are going to win.
Hmm.
Hi, Simpson.
Hi, Simpson. I'll flash these up again. I'm gonna do I think I'll do our holiday trivia question. I think that's a good one here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put this up. Holiday foods related question. In which country did the tradition of eating KFC on Christmas become popular? So which country? Go ahead and put your answer in the comments. We'll wait a little bit before we answer it, but yeah, I find that's a very interesting question. I don't think I would have got it in a million years. We're already having some guests come in. I'll go ahead and flash them up and make no cheating, no Googling it. So we've seen a couple China, Japan, China again. Well, those are all good ones for sure. All good guesses.
I would say the United States.
Yeah, that's a good guess as well. Let's see. We got a couple more here. I'll put them up here. Ooh, bacon. Does sound good. You know, bacon's nice for a sweet tooth. Actually, that's on one of my lists for holiday food. Actually, I could probably talk about that a little bit before we reveal the answer, but I kind of made a list of foods that I think would be good for the holidays, let alone snacks. But obviously the keto chow, any kind of dessert you can make with that is a win. Bacon is a win. It's so universal. You know, you can put bacon on about anything. You know, you can do bacon wrapped little smokies. There's just so many different things you can use bacon for. Like I said, it takes care of a sweet tooth if you got it.
I have a really hard time wrapping bacon and getting it crispy enough.
Yeah.
But there's a guy that it's actually my stepdaughter's cousin. He's a chef, and he said the trick to that is to par cook your bacon so it's still able to be rolled, and then it'll turn out crispy. Whereas if you just put it on raw and wrap something, it's not going to be as crispy. So par cook it first.
So Susan's cooking 2 pounds of bacon. I was just trying to keep caught up on comments here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to go through 2 pounds of bacon at my house. I know that. Chuck roast.
I think I normally go through 4 to 6 pounds, and I just got a dehydrator this last week. So I dehydrated 8 pounds of bacon in 2 different batches, and it's almost gone.
How did it turn out dehydrating it?
Bacon jerky.
Bacon jerky, yes. It was
Good.
Great. It's nice. It's chew. It gives me something to chew. It's not crunchy, but it's chewy. And so it gives it different texture. And it still has the fat. So
Nice.
when you dehydrate it, you don't have a whole bunch of fat at the bottom. So you're still consuming the fat. And so fat content's actually higher and holds you off. I can't believe how much less I'm eating because of the dehydrated bacon.
Or you use the thick cut for that?
Yep.
I've been wanting to try that because I definitely have a dehydrator. It's like,
Hello, my Apex Odyssey. How are you? Pork belly. Yep. Let's see, a couple other things I wrote down. Steak with butter is a great meal during the holidays. Don't forget about that. But one thing that I think sometimes people forget about is the different fish options for the holidays. And the thing is, you got to fatten it up a little bit. Use some butter, obviously. But between the shrimp rings are good. Just avoid the cocktail sauce. Make some butter cocktail to put it in. That's a great item. Sardines after the sardine challenge here last week. I already bought another box. I must say, I admit it. I bought a box because I wanted my son to try it because I was surprised at how good it was. If you watched that show last week, that was pretty fun. One thing for probably more keto type individuals, but olives and pickles, make sure you have a tray of those at the holidays around. Olives have they're a great source of fat. So keep that in mind. The other thing is like sugar-free Jello with sugar-free Ready Whip. You can't beat that. There's no carbs in it. It's sweet tasting. I know a lot of times when I was heavily into keto, that was my nightly snack. I would have that for dessert at 9:00 at night. That was my last food of the day, was a sugar-free Jello with the sugar-free Ready Whip. That worked really good. So I just wanted to write down a few things and have a few ideas.
I'll just take the sugar-free Ready Whip and
It's definitely worth it, though. We use that a lot. The other thing that's really good, I made a video on it here not too long ago. You use the cinnamon egg life wraps. You put some natural peanut butter on there, very little, and that's where the main source of your carbs is from. But you use the sugar-free Ready Whip, the sugar-free hot chocolate, or I'm sorry, not hot chocolate, but the chocolate syrup, and then some the sugar-free chocolate chips in there, and you just kind of roll it up like a burrito, and it makes a great snack. And there's only a couple grams of carbs in it. So
I tried those cinnamon egg life. I could not.
It's
I'm
dessert.
not a big cinnamon fan anyway.
Yeah,
but I could not. They just weren't good for me. It was bad.
Yeah, I think there's just a certain way to eat them. There's not a whole lot of options with it, but that's it. My wife came up with that concoction. It works really good. I know I have it in one of my videos on how to do it, but that's pretty tasty dessert.
I took them and spread cream cheese on them. I love cream cheese and rolled them up like that, but it was, I think my husband liked them, but nah.
I'm going to try and get caught up on some comments here a little bit.
I agree with Eric down there. Olives are as nasty as sardines.
I like my olives, especially if they're the feta stuffed ones. Oh, those are amazing.
Looks like you got another sub here. That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like that.
Where in Ohio?
I'll have to scroll down here a little bit. Let's see here.
Yeah.
So really quick, Susan's comment there about doing it Dr. Barry's method in the deep pot with the lid. That's my favorite way to cook bacon as well. So it works.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot less messy.
We have this local butcher shop. Brian and I, my husband Brian and I, we went to it, and they have some thick cut bacon. It's really good. But then they had bacon pieces. They were just selling like $1.50 pounds for $3. I grabbed like 3 or 4 of those off the shelf. Because all I have to do is put them in the pot, cut them up a little bit more. Some of them are real thick pieces. Some are real thin. Some are longer. I mean, just odd and end pieces. For $3 for $1.50 pounds, I'm like, I'll take some more. I'll take them.
Yeah, I love using Dr. Barry's method in the pot just because I'll save all that bacon grease and cook with it, and I'll just put it in pint jars, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have so many jars of bacon grease in there. It's crazy.
Well, that's why it's been helping I'm excited with the dehydrator because I'm like, now I have something I can still eat my bacon. I won't have so much bacon grease in the end.
You know, I've got a little food dehydrator. I should try some bacon. I've never done that. I made jerky all the time, especially I did it out of burger. But I've never thought to do bacon. I should probably try that and see how it turns out. You've got me intrigued with that one because that's one way I've not had bacon yet.
Mhm. I keep hearing about it from two crazy ketos, and I'm like, I guess I need to try it.
And then they mix up the different sauces. I just did it plain, but yeah.
I would do it plain too. They go a little crazy sometimes.
I was gonna say Gail doesn't like the egg life wraps. I use them quite often. A lot of times I'll have chicken fajitas that way, and I use that as my tortilla. Basically, the egg life wrap, and I find I enjoy it pretty well. Works out.
Yeah,
good.
the days that I don't feel like eating, my husband will grab egg life wraps and hot dogs, put mustard on them, heat up the hot dogs, and just roll them up, and
Yeah.
he loves them.
I only
So
heat right
really-
up go ahead, Brian.
Really quick, with a game update, New England ended up scoring a touchdown after that interception, so it's 14-3. And then Pittsburgh on third down almost threw another interception, but it was dropped, so they just punted, and New England has the ball again. So Mitch Trubisky is not doing well right now for Pittsburgh.
No, I think we made some bad picks for tonight's game.
I know.
Oh, here we go. Danville, Amish Country.
Mhm. Have you heard about any of the Ohio meetups? I went to 2 last year in Columbus. That's not going to be far from you, and they're fun. I've been to Indiana meetups, 2 Ohio meetups. I live right in Kentucky, so I'm like right around there.
I'd like to do one this year, but I've got, both my daughters are getting married this year, so I don't know if I'll be able to.
You ain't got no money, buddy.
I don't, if they have the one in Omaha, I might think about it because that's where my daughters live. So that one would be pretty easy for me to go to and not break the bank on. So
I got lucky there. I had boys.
Once again, I was just going to put the channels up here. Here's Cindy's channel. Make sure you give her a sub, and also Jessica's channel.
So, Greg, we haven't answered that question yet, have we?
Yep, we'll go back to
Holiday
that.
food?
Thank you. Which that was the holiday question, right? So there is the question. In which country did the tradition of eating KFC on Christmas become popular? And the answer is Japan. So we had a couple people who guessed that. So that's awesome.
Yep. I was surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that throws it off is KFC because you think America, chicken and yeah, it's really interesting for sure. What did you win? A round of applause. You get bragging rights. How's that? All right.
Brian, what are your holiday foods gonna be looking like?
So, well, for me, it's different because I'm the only one that eats this way. So I do carnivore, and then everybody else just standard American diet. And so, they'll have like the typical stuff, and I'll kind of do like I did with Thanksgiving. So like for Thanksgiving, they had like, regular stuffing, mashed potatoes, all that kind of stuff. And we actually ate later in the day because a couple of my kids were late getting back into town. So I ate a pretty nice sized steak, like a 22-ounce New York strip early in the day. And that way I wasn't as hungry at dinner time. And then I ate some turkey and some deviled eggs. So going into Christmas, We typically have ham. We have homemade kielbasa that I make, which is like a Polish sausage. And then we have something called like cheesy potatoes and like green bean casserole and all those kinds of things, right? So for me, I think I'm gonna mostly fill up on the kielbasa probably. That's actually something that I make, and I know exactly what ingredients are going into it. It does have pepper, and I typically don't eat pepper, but I will when I make the kielbasa. So that's a little bit different for me. Same thing, like it has garlic, and I don't normally eat garlic, but that's something I'll have when I make that.
How
So
you
that's
can tell if it's gonna
probably,
bother you.
yeah. So I don't think that I have problems with those because I had it before and didn't have a problem. So I think I'll be okay there. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. They'll have desserts like at Thanksgiving. I think they had 6 or 7 different kinds of desserts. It was crazy. And it was here in the house in the fridge for like 2 to 3 days. And was it like Friday or Saturday? I did have a small piece of the one dessert. And it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, of course, because that's always how it works out. But so hopefully, for Christmas, I'll completely stay away from them. But then, so we're talking holidays, right? So like New Year's is still kind of in the holiday time,
Yep.
right? So New Year's Eve is going to be my 50th birthday. So I am already planning that I am going to have a nice tomahawk ribeye for my birthday.
It sounds like a live stream 50th birthday party is what it sounds like to me.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm telling you, I swear I think I'm the oldest one on YouTube. He's going to be 50. I'm like, whatever.
You know what's funny is I was just reading something. Somebody sent me something on Instagram or something, and I was just reading it the other day, and it was something to do with somebody saying something about like, yeah, I'm 36 years old now. I'm so old, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I then? Like,
Now you know how I feel.
oh,
I'm 65.
you look good
Age-
for 65.
Age is just a number. You don't look
Yeah.
65. So
Last week I felt like I was about 105, but
I bet when you're sick.
it was
Oh,
crazy.
oh no, Greg, Brad had the sugar-free candy again.
Oh, jeez, his poor wife. Oh, it reminds me of a story I told last week about me and Brad going to Colorado and him eating too much sugar-free candy. It was not pleasant. So
He just can't stay away from the sugar-free candy.
so that's why I say his poor wife. Oh, let's see here.
Last day of normal had a comment up above, Greg, asking me about how to find out about those meetups.
Oh, I must have missed that one. What time was that at? Oh, yeah, right here. Was it right here? Here we go. Yeah, where is the good place?
You've subbed to my channel. If you could message me, Dawn Does Keto is usually a coordinator of one of them, and Radical Geek, that's the other one's YouTube channel. She usually coordinates another one. But if you can send me a message on either one of my YouTube channels or an Instagram at CDEM512, as soon as I know anything, I will let you know, because they are a lot of fun.
It definitely sounds like it.
It's great to be in a room with like-minded people. So and everybody's eating the same way, and it's like whether we go to a BW3's or a steakhouse or like the ones in Indiana have been at a community center where we cooked the food and brought it in, and everybody brings a dish, and it's pretty cool too.
Brian, I know you haven't had a chance to go to one yet. but I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to going to one where I meet all these great people that I've become friends with on YouTube. I'm looking forward to that day, and hopefully in the next couple of years that'll happen. That'd be really cool. So,
Well, that's like the day before Thanksgiving, Brian and I drove up to Indianapolis, which is about 3.5, 4 hours away, and met with Dustin from Keto Simple, his wife, Jen Delaney, and her husband, and Jennifer Lucas, and Jackie from Jackie's Keto Journey. We all had lunch at this keto pizza restaurant.
nice.
It was a lot of fun. But
I
it was,
bet.
like I said, it was a 3.5 hour drive for my husband and I, one
Yeah.
way. So, but I told Dustin, I don't have a life, so it's okay. We're both retired. We don't do anything.
I'd be lucky to have one 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just found out that KPL is going to be going on in 2024 again. That's the one to go to, Ketopalooza in Louisville, Kentucky. Because tickets are going to go on sale in January. That's the one to go to. That's a lot of fun.
So, Brian, do we have a game update?
Well, New England looks like they're at about the Pittsburgh 25-yard line right now. There's about 8 minutes to go, second quarter, still 14-3.
I saw that. Once I find out, I will get back with you. They're usually like February, March. It's when they were last year or this year.
I just want to remind anybody, if you have any questions for any of the guests on the panel, go ahead and fire away. We like to take questions too, and we'll try to answer them the best we can.
I have a question. So I have a question for Jessica. So you said that you're carnivore, but your children are keto, correct?
Yes.
So how different are your meals compared to their meals? And is it harder to be carnivore knowing that they are going to have like a little bit of vegetable or something that you can't have?
I don't crave. There's most of the stuff I don't crave. So there's different times where they're using some type of sauce and I'm like, oh, I missed that, but how badly do I miss it? Not bad enough to try it. But I haven't had too many struggles, and they also know that the different foods that I am tempted by, they will go off in another room and eat it.
That's
and
nice.
I homeschool, so they're around me all the time, and I feel like they're always eating.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
good.
one thing. When I mentioned Sana, that her and I do the lives on Friday, she's also a homeschool parent. Her kids and her husband are keto. She's carnivore. You two have a lot in common. Yes, that would be great. But yeah, she started because her son was having seizures. Like 6 years ago, she researched keto 6 or 7 years ago. And she started it for her son. So she said, well, one's going to do it. We're all going to do it. That's it. He never had another seizure. Yeah. And he was getting them a lot. So, yeah, when there's a medical issue, like what Brian was asking you about the temptation of the foods, when I first started keto, I was the only one in a house of 7 that was doing keto, and I was doing all the cooking. And all the grocery buying. Was my grown son, his kids that were half grown. So if they wanted something, they were paying me towards rent, which went towards groceries. So I bought it. I cooked it. I didn't have to eat it. The protein is what I wanted and everybody ate it. If I wanted a vegetable, I made the same for everyone. But anything over and above that, like the potatoes or the rice or whatever they wanted, I cooked it. I didn't eat it. And this was even when I first got started, and I loved potatoes and bread and the whole thing. But, you know, that determination is in you when you've set your mind to something and your mindset's in the right place, that you can overcome anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it just did it. You know, you did what I got to do. Thankfully, I mean, there was that hypoglycemic episodes that I talked about earlier. If I eat anything carby, but other than that, I mean, I did 31 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, way stricter than I've ever done anything. I never gave up my Diet Pepsi except that 1 month through the 3 years plus that I've done keto.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably the hardest thing. And when I went back to things, you were saying you're introducing one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You have a medical reason to do that. I didn't. And I just threw whatever in there when I was done. And I have not had an issue with any food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's good or bad. but I, you know, it's all, hey, I'm healthier than I was 3 years ago for sure. So.
Well, Greg, we have another scoring update. The Patriots scored another touchdown. So it's 21-3, 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Steelers are starting to move the ball, though. They're up near midfield.
I told you the Patriots are going to win.
They are. The way it's looking.
Well, the interesting thing is it's been a tough season for New England. They're 2-10, but they look like they're 10-2 the way they're playing right now. So I don't know.
They were just playing around for a while. Now they're really going to play.
Becky's hanging her head in shame with the way the Steelers are playing.
It's been a rough week for Becky. Oregon lost again to Washington.
Oh, that's
so
great.
close in the conference championship game. I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch that, Greg? They were winning in the fourth quarter, and Washington came back and won.
Yeah, I was
3
watching.
points.
I was watching that game. It was a close game for sure. So
Yeah.
Last Day of Normal has a good comment on there again at 9:20.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
A
hard.
child that hates meat. That's got to be hard. That's the one thing that made it so easy for me, because I loved meat. My granddaughter, on the other hand, she was not a meat eater. She was like, oh no. I think I would find the one thing they do like and really make sure it's on hand.
After I did my sardine challenge, when I started Carnivore by doing a 3-day sardine challenge. And after that, my one daughter that's fussier and doesn't like to eat as much meat, I had her try the sardines, and she absolutely loves them. Like, that is her go-to. She's like, eats one can. She's like, this is actually pretty filling. And I'm like, wait a minute, you like this? I don't like it. She was like, this is awesome, and it's filling. I'm like, it's perfect brain food. You go for it.
See, when you guys were doing the sardines last week, I was trying to watch. I had to go because I was already sick, and that wasn't going to go. That wasn't going to sit good with me. I'm like, nah, got to get out. Like, oh no.
That was probably one of our funnest shows, I gotta say. It was a good time. Definitely makes me think we need to do some more challenges down the road because it was pretty funny.
It was a good thing that I got the air freshener after a while because it was getting rough in here.
Brian's face got redder and redder the more it smelled, and then he's like, "Hey, I can't do this anymore." You never did.
I was over here
to watch it
on that.
I was over here going
I couldn't do it last week
because I forgot to bring like a fork or a napkin or anything. So I just out of the can. I had my hand, and then I'm sitting here trying to talk, and I'm like, "There's something going on here. I gotta go. I gotta take care. I gotta wash my hands." And I came back with air freshener and everything.
Oh,
It's worth going back and watching that show just for that because it was pretty funny.
I will have to go back and watch it, but there was no way it was going to happen last week.
I think it was like an hour and 34 minutes in, if I remember right, roughly when that happened. It seemed like. So.
I tell you, Greg, when you emailed me last week about being on here last week,
Yep.
last Thursday, I for anybody that doesn't know, I had the C virus and strep. So it was like, I was just, but I couldn't talk. I was like, my throat burned so bad. That was the worst pain I'd ever been in my life. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no way I could have done it.
William says dad's mad about the game. And then Becky's saying his dad's justified. I didn't think I could eat a sardine either, but I find out it's really not that bad, especially the boneless and skinless. It was really good. Yes. I liked it.
Yes.
It's very filling.
I had the ones with the skin and the bones. He had the skinless and boneless one.
With the eyes and everything. Ugh.
There actually weren't eyes. The head was gone, but everything else was there.
That's just gross.
See, I had to cook them up in a pan, and after I drained them, I had to put them in the pan and smash them up and not look at them because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat these other guys. I had to disguise them.
I did them in a pan before, cooking them in some butter, and that worked pretty well, but cooking them made them smell even worse. And my wife was like, yeah, you're never doing that again. It's like the entire house stinks. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it does.
I keep asking my husband when we go to the store, I say, you want to try sardines? Nope. I said, thank you. He goes, nope. If that's what I need to have brain food, I'm all set. I'm good. It's all good.
It looks like our next guest is here. And Brian, I was wondering, it looks like we had a scoring update here. I don't know if you caught it, but
I didn't, but it looks like the Steelers just scored a touchdown. So it's 21-10. Still down by 11, though. It's going to be tough to come back.
Well, you guys, I'm going to bail out.
Okay.
Because I don't want to overdo it over here because it's just getting to feeling better. And we're live tomorrow night. So thank you for having me on. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat. It was nice to meet you, Jessica, and I did sub to your channel.
Nice meeting you too. I also
email about coming on ours. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
definitely. Thank you for coming on, Cindy, and I'm glad you and your husband are feeling a lot better. And
oh yeah,
yeah, just wish you
it was rough.
Health and happiness the rest of the year, for sure. There's a couple people saying goodbye here for you before you head out, but thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and
thank you.
Take care.
You guys have a good night. Enjoy the game.
Sounds good. See you, Cindy.
Bye.
All right. We're going to go ahead and bring on our next guest. You're going to stay with us a little bit longer, Jessica, aren't you?
Yeah.
Stay with us as long as you like. So we'll bring on our next guest. Our next guest, I hope, is ready to go. So, all righty. Hello, Becky. She's got her terrible towel. Oh,
this would be a good time for a trivia question, Greg.
Yeah.
I think we have a question about the terrible towel.
Yes. Let me find it here. Okay. Yep. We'll go ahead and go with the next question. And since she has one, the Steelers have a tradition of terrible towels. In what year did the terrible towel first make its appearance? Go ahead and put your guess in the comments, and we'll reveal the answer here in a little bit.
Am I live? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I was muted. Sorry.
Well, welcome to the show.
Seems like it was a while ago. My son bought me that.
Nice.
Leave it.
So here comes some guesses. 1993, 1973,
72,
1973, or 72. I'm sorry. Okay, 1986. There's a few guesses there. How about you, Becky? Do you know the answer to
I
this?
don't know.
Any
Mm.
I
guesses?
know we've had them in the house for, you know, since the 90s, I feel like.
1985 for
Maybe.
bread. How about you, Jessica? Do you have a guess?
No idea.
Are you
I
a
didn't know
football
anything
fan,
about the
Jessica?
terrible towel.
Where do you live, Jessica?
I'm in Iowa.
Oh, you're in Iowa. Yeah.
Yep.
I was born in Iowa a very
Yeah.
long time ago, but we moved to Oregon in 1966.
Let's see if we have any more guesses here.
Hi. Williams 73 is a guess. Well, I think everybody's guessing. Was it in the 70s?
Get your answers in because we're going to go ahead and reveal this one, I think, here. Here's the question again. The Steelers have a tradition of terrible towels. What year did the terrible towel first make its appearance? The answer is, and I don't know. I don't remember if did anybody get it right, Brian, that you saw in the comments?
I don't remember the answer. I just know it's in the 70s.
1975.
That would make, I mean, you know, that was the era, right?
I don't
Steelers
think anybody guessed that year. Nope. There's some that said in the 70s. So definitely. Oh, we always kind of like to do a little bit of trivia. It's always kind of fun.
Trivia.
Gail throws it up there. 1975.
Good guess, Gail.
She might be behind. You never know. What the broadcast
lag.
a few seconds behind. Yeah. So Becky, what's going on your channel? What do you got? What you been up to lately? How did the Christmas party turn out, or the holiday party last week with the game and everything else?
It's all about the Vlogmas this month, right? So the holiday party, it was so lame. Well, not only because they had the duck game on and we lost, but I mean, seriously, lame party food. That's all I can say. Even if I was interested in if I was doing a sad diet, I wouldn't have wanted anything on the table. And there was way more people than food. It wasn't good. Not the way I would organize a party, but I did eat 3 chocolate chip cookies though. So that was my first cheat meal since September. So meal, whatever. It wasn't a meal. But I actually, remember on No Way November, at the end of No Way November, I thought I had gained 2 pounds, right? In November. But this morning I saw a brand new number on the scale. So yay. Haven't had a chance to report that yet.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm excited. 27.5 pounds down since June. But that is 57.5 pounds since down from my highest of 270. So Gail,
Wow.
yeah, Gail's right. 3 cookies is not a cheat meal. It's just a sugar experiment.
So with having those cookies, did you notice any issues or anything different from
Not
eating
really.
them? Or?
No.
That's good. That's good.
No, but you know what did bother me? And I'm going to learn my lesson because this is the 3rd time it's happened. Avocado, instant diarrhea. Can't do it anymore. Used to be okay. But I guess, once you get a meat-based gut biome, just trying vegetables is scary. Have you tried any? You're just introducing proteins, Jessica?
I'm going with what I'm craving the most. So it was egg yolks,
Eggs. Yeah.
then the whole egg,
Yeah.
and now like butter, because I would like to have like butter and coffee. It's just something.
Yeah. So no veg. No. I don't
Hmm.
know. Uh-oh.
And
But
vegetables
I'm doing
isn't something I
Vlogmas.
ever really craved.
Vlogmas is fun.
Yeah, you've been doing that every day as well, then,
Every
right?
day, yeah.
I thought I saw your videos out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just made a list like, okay, I'm going to do this. I just made a list of ideas for 25 videos, right? It's just real fast and not all carnivore, ketovore related. Just today was Christmas movies. So that's why Tam and I were talking about movies in our chat.
I haven't seen that one yet. I'm gonna have to go back and see it
Yeah,
because
that
I'm
was
big on Christmas, so I watch a lot of Christmas movies.
well, I decided I hadn't been very festive the last few years, so thought I would get in the mood and watch some movies. So I've seen a few. Elf, I love Elf, and I'm in the middle of White Christmas. Started it today.
You
Know,
know, speaking of
classics.
Christmas movies, last week my wife and I watched Candy Cane Lane on
Oh, I watched that.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy's on it.
Yes.
I think
Yep.
is it Amazon Prime or Hulu?
Yep.
Yeah, I actually
Amazon Prime.
recommended it. I
Right.
thought it was funny. There was some adult humor in it, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't a gross movie, or there wasn't a bunch of foul language in it or anything like that. So it was actually pretty good, I thought. So
Clever
Yeah.
idea. A
yeah,
little different. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So Becky reminded me something when she was talking about weighing in, and she had gained a couple pounds during the No Way November, but then now she's lost some pounds. Reminded me, I wanted to bring this up, Greg. So I lost, what was it, like 1.2 pounds or something? It was like nothing, but I lost a little bit right in November. So I had weighed myself on December 1st. And now with doing the push-up challenge, I weighed myself, was it this morning or yesterday morning? I've gained 2 pounds. And I have been strict. I hadn't eaten any carb at all or anything. So I'm guessing it's muscle. There may be some water weight, maybe, but if I don't eat carbs, I don't usually have that problem with the water. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'll have to see how that goes.
I'm
Well,
best.
for me, the last 2 weeks, I gained like 1.5, 2 pounds, 2 weeks in a row, but I also lost over 2 inches each of those weeks. So I'm like, I'll take the losing of the inches over I'm not going to stress about the weight gain because the inches is what I'm going for.
That's what happened to me in November because I'd lost a half an inch on every measuring point, in the month.
Yep.
So plus I was weaning off of my blood pressure medication. So like the last week of No Way November, I was down to giving up the diuretic. So I'm sure that I withheld some fluid, and I was waking up every morning with super, super puffy eyelids. It was like, oh yeah, retaining fluid. But I just started drinking a lot more water, kind of pulled back on the Diet Coke thing. And I'm feeling much better. And my blood pressure's not jacking up high. So, and that new number, yay, 4 pounds down from the end of November. So
That's great. I
Yeah.
looked at the scale this week and I'm down a couple pounds too. So I was pretty happy about that. I've been a little more diligent, but I've been doing the push-ups. Maybe it's helping me. But Brian, just to get back to what you're saying, I mean, I could see it being muscle too, or maybe you're retaining a little water, just because of doing that challenge.
Yeah.
But I
well,
wouldn't sweat it.
exercise definitely, you retain fluid when you're building, right? Muscle, I
Yep.
think, somewhat. Could be that.
Gail
But
gained 3 pounds,
really
670.
I already got all the great health gains, the not being diabetic, the A1C is perfect, and yeah, my LDL's high, but my triglyceride to HDL ratio is 0.83, like I've already got all of that stuff. I really want the weight loss. And so you were talking about the thyroid issue. So I was listening to Amy Berg's lecture she gave at one of the low carb seminars, to doctors. And wow, that was kind of eye-opening about how they test your TSH, and if it's normal, they think you don't have hypothyroidism. Well, that's not really the main contributor to the issue. And they might test, what do they test? T3, but not free T3. And so I'm trying to get an understanding of it all because, I've never had my thyroid tested, so I don't know. Might need to look at that.
Yeah. Have them run the full panel. Yeah. That was, well, it was an eye opener when she's like, well, you're in the normal range, but she's like, I'm like, okay, so what's ideal? And she's like, yeah, for your age, my TSH should have been lower, but then she's like, she's looking at my free T3, my free T4, my TPO, and she's like, they're all off. And that's where she also told me to get their antibodies tests as well. And I knew that was testing for Hashimoto's on top of it. So I'm like, oh boy. So I knew I needed to go strict. And I'm like, I will say, I felt like crap the first couple weeks. And they said, she warned me I probably wouldn't feel great because the body will be detoxing. And I'm like, I was already on carnivore and already not on how many of these other things. And I was detoxing, definitely. And I was sleeping anywhere from 10 to 12 hours at night and still taking a nap during the day. And I'm like, this is not normal for me at all. But I did have a couple weeks where it was a big struggle for the transition. So I can't imagine someone going from a standard American diet and having to do that.
That be hard. Yeah. Yeah, it was just interesting. And she was talking about how, kind of don't care what your numbers are if you're having hair loss, you're cold, you can't lose weight, low libido. I mean, she listed like 17 things, Yeah. If these things are happening, it's probably your thyroid, you need. And so she of course is a medication advocate, but I know I would like to avoid that. Like, it sounds like you want to.
Yeah. Well, I was on YouTube last week or the week before, and I was listening to someone talking about thyroid and talked about the development of the thyroid happens about 20 days after conception, and it's developed before the brain. So your thyroid is involved in so many because like doing more research on this thyroid, like what does it all affect?
Right.
Because there's so
this
many
doesn't work, this doesn't work, right? Like,
I'm like, okay, so it's in. Like,
talk about the master, everybody debates what the master hormone is, but it sounds like thyroid.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm looking at that.
So, Brian, do we have a game update? It looks like it's halftime now.
Yep, we just hit halftime. It's 21-10. Patriots are leading the Steelers. Sorry, Becky.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I just came to this relationship with the Steelers through an ex-husband. I got it in the divorce, and have to stick with it because of the kids.
Hey, I have a question for Jessica. I know if I remember right, you broke your foot. Is that correct? How did everything heal up, and how's everything going with that?
It healed up fine because I'm not eating anything that's inflammatory. So a doctor I went in and at my 3-week checkup, and he's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I really don't think I need the boot anymore. I've actually been able to walk in shoes around the house. And he's like, yeah, I don't think you need it anymore either. Just be careful. You might keep it if you're outside, but as long as you're on stable ground, you should be fine. And he's like, I thought you were going to be in here for another 3 to 4 weeks. And so, I healed in half the time.
That's awesome. No, I'm glad to hear you healed up. I know, I remember you watching your videos and you were kind of concerned about how you would do things and everything else. But I'm glad to hear you healed up.
That was really tough, especially when I was either on crutches and I had a wheel cart from my uncle. Thankfully, he had just gotten his foot surgery and got everything healed up. And I'm like, okay, are we boot buddies? And he's like, what did you do? I just got out of my boot. I'm like, awesome. He's like, I have this cart. And I'm like, I'll take it. I was using that cart to get around because I couldn't move. I couldn't go anywhere. It's like even just going to the bathroom was such a hassle. I'm like, oh, I couldn't imagine having to like, struggle this much. And so, yeah, not getting any steps in, and then having my kids bring me food and nothing is portion controlled, and I'm like eating out of boredom. It was frustrating.
Mm.
You think carnivore helped you heal quicker, though? I take it just from what you said.
I do. Well, that, and I have an infrared sauna, and I was using that, and I could tell on the days, well, the doctor told me not to. He's like, no, you don't want to use the sauna. You don't want to apply heat. I'm like, it's not applying heat. So when I went back, I did mention that I was using the sauna 4 days a week at minimum, and that I noticed I had more movement. I could more range of movement every day. I used the sauna, and I was able to put more weight on it with the boot. And my daughter, after we got out of the doctor's office, she's like, "You had to get that dig in about the sauna, didn't you?" I'm like, "You bet I did. He needs to learn something. It's not the same as applying heat."
Yeah, it's interesting after this lifestyle change and the way I'm eating, that how much misinformation there really is that you're told from professionals.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing, to be honest. And don't get me wrong, there's some good ones out there that know what they're doing, but I think there's also other ones that are, it all depends on where they're trained, where they learned it from, and the information may not be correct. So it's kind of interesting for sure.
And it depends on if they're willing to learn.
Right.
If they're willing to listen and look things up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at doctor's offices when my kids were little, and they wanted to give up medication, and I gave them the medication. I'm like, they're having like severe reactions, and the doctor would be like, "No, that's not any of the side effects." I'm like, I called the pharmacist to verify that those were the side effects, because that's what I was reading. And the doctor was like, no. Yeah, I struggled with that a few different times.
Yeah.
And a few different times I had a doctor tell me something. I'm like, I need the research on that. He's like, well, it's out there. I'm like, no, I need the research on that before I leave this office, or it's not happening. And the doctor never came back, and the nurse came in and let me go, and I didn't need to take whatever it is they were going to give me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I stopped trusting doctors when they wanted to give my teenager a statin. Like, really? Ugh. That was a long time ago, before they called it, like before I learned how it contributed to Alzheimer's and all sorts of things,
Yeah.
My roommate just got home with her friends. So if you hear them, that's them yelling.
We'll give you a free pass this time.
Okay.
Becky, I don't think I had a chance to ask you, but the topic tonight was about holiday desserts and foods. What are some food ideas that you have to help keep you on plan this holiday season? Now, I already know one, you like to use keto chow, but what do you like to do, for different foods, and what is that you got there?
Fat bombs.
Fat bombs.
I make chocolate peanut butter ones with natural peanut butter and coconut oil, vanilla, and a couple drops of stevia, and I put them in my little silicone molds, which are just kind of fun to play with as well, because you can do that with them. No, they're really easy to clean and everything. And then I did make keto chow eggnog flavored ones with their recipe. So that's one of mine. And I'm going to try this to take to a Christmas party. It's by Lakanto. It's got almond flour though. So I personally don't like to do almond flour, but I can take it to an event, right? It's got monk fruit and erythritol in it, I believe. But I'm going to put some Lily's chocolate chip, semi-sweet chocolate chips in it, I think. I did find a new channel that I wasn't aware of, but she's been around for a while, but I had never heard of her. It's called Keto Upgrade. So for seriously, the people who really know how to bake, maybe you have one of those like stand mixers and things. I don't have one of those. But she is amazing. Like her sugar cookies look real. But it's like some of these people use ingredients I don't have on hand. It's like some weird magic potions. But she looks really interesting. I'm going to check her out more.
It's amazing how many different people you can come across and that have been doing this a while, and you just have never seen their video. Or I'm sure there's hundreds or thousands out there that you always get suggested the same stuff, and sometimes you have to hunt and search for stuff, and that's how you find different people.
How you find things, yeah.
Yep, I found a lot of people on Instagram actually, and then I started following them on YouTube. And that seems to be another way to find some new people, and just have new fresh ideas, and it's all good. It's nice meeting people. I know that for sure.
I'm not going to make anything really for Christmas because I think I don't know if I'm even going to see my kids, but in the past I've made pumpkin cheesecake with like a nut crust. But yeah, those almonds, that adds up fast as far as calories go.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
But I found carnivore ideas. Whipped cream all by itself. That was literally an idea I found. You could put stevia and vanilla in if you're really, going to have a cheat day, I guess.
Oh, you can do brown butter bites.
Brown butter bites. Yes, I have some of those in my fridge right now. I also make my own yogurt. I mean, Fairlife whole milk without lactose and some Fage. That's desserty.
Yeah. Is there any kind of food that you like, not necessarily desserts, that you tend to have this time of year?
Well, last year we did prime rib roast.
Sounds good.
With my kids, but we did all the non-keto sides for them because it was at my son's house. Yeah, I've also done just like a Mississippi pot roast too. Those are good. Those have pepperoncinis. Is that how you say it? But I don't know I don't use ranch dressing mix or onion soup mix anymore. I think those are the two seasonings that are used. So, for that.
What's your favorite keto chow recipe? Which one do you like to make?
I have the eggnog fat bombs were the first time I've ever done any kind of the keto chow recipe, actually. I haven't done the cookies yet.
The snickerdoodle we made this week are really good. I like them a lot. So,
well, I make ice cream for the most part because I have a Ninja Creamy, so that's what I do with mine. And I have high hopes for the peppermint. I bought 5 packages of it. That's like my favorite Christmas flavor. So we'll see. I hope it's good. But I was not a fan of the chocolate malt. I didn't think it tasted like chocolate or malt.
Yeah. Yep. So Gail's saying she's found a bunch of new carnivores on YouTube, and then Christy was just saying would it be good for me to interview. I'm sure there's some good interview material out there. There's always new people to find. I find I haven't been doing a lot of interviews lately, but I always seem to find people. It hasn't been too hard, anyways. I have not done interviews for a while, but I need to get back to that because I actually it's probably one of my favorite shows to do. Is just connecting one-on-one with people and talking about different things, and I love promoting people that are new to YouTube, just because it's so hard when you just get going. And I mean, I should probably give you an interview, Becky. I haven't done that yet.
Interview me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to help you out, because it's kind of nice. I just like to give people a bump, and I never really had that chance when I got going either. And it's just one of those things I like to help people out and get them going. And a person just needs to keep going and never give up, and your channel will keep growing. I think that's the key,
nice.
I guess.
I've only been doing it since August. I have 153 subscribers.
Yeah, you keep growing, definitely.
So,
no, you've done great.
I tell you, my favorite new carnivore, he's only been carnivore for 37 days, I guess, is that he's using his old family channel called That Reyes Family. Alejandro, he's awesome. I mean, he's so passionate right now about it, and it's fun to watch him get excited, and he's getting tips from, the community, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I noticed lately there's been a lot more bigger YouTubers that are all of a sudden carnivore. Now they're talking all about carnivore. I've noticed more of that lately.
Yeah, Gail's mentioning Steven and Steph. Those two are fun to watch. But they do I don't know what all they did. Like, they do lots of product reviews and stuff, like not carnivore stuff, but before they went carnivore for health reasons.
Sure.
Yeah. Big Man. Oh yeah, Gail. I like him too.
Yeah, Big Man Alaska. Yep. I just gave him a shout out on my live because he's been so supportive.
Nice.
Yeah, great.
Definitely.
I am subscribed to you, Jessica. So
I am too.
Watching you.
All right.
Yep. Okay, and somebody was trying to, where was I watching it? Somebody was trying to say the name of my channel last night on it was Todd Bognes. People, Ketovore, like you would say Oregonian. I should make it easier, I guess. They just want to say Ketovore.
Right.
Oregonian.
I'm sure I'll say it wrong again. I wouldn't be surprised.
What's that channel name again, Greg?
My Weight Loss Life.
Yours is a lot easier.
Oh, that's mine. That's right. Sorry, guys. I got to take this off. It's getting
all right, Mr. Tomlin. Do something with your team. I'm watching him.
Sorry, there's a couple others here I was putting up.
Yeah, so that keto upgrade channel I mentioned, she's actually like a pastry chef or a sous chef or something. She's like legitimately trained. So, and it looked like she started a keto bakery. So, but then she had a baby, and I think things maybe got on the back burner. I don't know. but I haven't watched all the videos.
Hi, Arlene. How are you tonight?
Oh, Arlene.
Thanks for joining us.
My number one commenter. It's nice to see you.
I do think we have another trivia question that has not been asked. So I think now would be a good time to go ahead and put that up there. All right. Question is, what quarterback succeeded Tom Brady as the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots? Now, this would not have been that long ago, but it's a tricky question. So go ahead and put your answers in the comments, and we'll get the answers shown here in a little bit. And I just wanted to show you there's Becky's channel right there for you. If you're not subscribed to her, make sure you get over there and check out her content. She's got great stuff. And then Jessica here can be found at right here as well. Make sure you give them a sub. Both of them. Looks like we got some comments rolling in. I always like to see that.
Is it Marcus Mariota? He's been everywhere. No, it wasn't.
So you got Cam Newton as a guest.
Cam Newton.
And
Chrissy, you haven't seen Mentor Jessica before. You need to have her on the Lionesses. Where have you been?
yeah, and I must add, Jessica's from Iowa too. So, well, I was surprised.
Technically,
Mike
I am
Shaw-
too.
Where's Mike Shaw? He's not here tonight. He's from Iowa too.
Where is Mike Shaw? He's too tired from driving kids all over in the cold.
Usually he's on, but he's not tonight.
I
Got to
know.
give him a hard time. Shout out to Mike Shaw if you're watching the replay.
He's been doing Vlogmas. He's had some good videos.
He has. You know, I've been kind of having fun with the Vlogmas. I like to I'm messing around with all the editing because I'm using a new program to do all my editing. So I'm just doing all this different stuff right in the Vlogmas because I don't know, I'm just doing it for kind of fun, but it's good practice for me. So not that many people are watching them really. It's been a little slow. So it's like, oh, well, I'll just work on my editing skills. There's still a great message though. That's for sure.
That's right. It's fun. I'm trying to think what else I'm going to do. I'm going to do my weekly updates, meal prep. What else? Can't remember my own list. Oh, well. I'm old.
All
Now
right.
I'm the oldest one here. Now that Cindy's gone. She always says that. I'm so old. I know lots of older. Isn't semi-retired Bob's got to be older than her?
You want to know an interesting fact for my channel? I'm 51, right? I want to say about 70% of my viewers are older than me.
Wow.
Isn't that surprising? I think it is. I was kind of surprised at that a little bit. Definitely.
Most of mine are female in my age group.
Mine's like 50-50 pretty much.
Yeah, mine are 50-50 as far as male and female. And I think for now, the age group is younger, which surprised me. I'm like, really?
Oh, interesting.
All right. I was going to get back to the question here.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know this. I feel like I should.
All right. So what quarterback succeeded Tom Brady as a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots? The answer is Cam Newton. Somebody got that right. Definitely. Actually, last day
normal.
There goes Cam Hayward. Ooh.
Yep.
Jumping over people.
Oh, Becky, are you still 30 seconds behind?
You know I am. Always.
You used to be ahead of us. What happened?
Well, that was Monday Night Football when I was watching it on a digital antenna. Remember? But this is the internet.
Hello, Brenda. Thanks for joining us.
I've been to Kentucky.
Yep, got the answer right.
Used to live in Kentucky.
Definitely. And looks like any game, still 21-10. Looks like 9:25 left in the third quarter, and Pittsburgh is moving the ball. They're just on the inside of the 50, the Patriots. And, they already beat the spread of the game because it wasn't the under 30 points. It's 31.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
So go.
I'm watching. Go.
So Becky, what else you got going on your channel? You got your vlog, 25 days of Vlogmas. Anything else you got going on coming up?
Yeah, Saturday on Carnivore Backwoods, the Saturday evening chat, fun live. Then, I think there might be some kind of ugly sweater party on Monday. I think I'm going to crash that.
We haven't even talked about that. That's right.
I heard there's some goons running that one. I don't think I'm going to go.
No.
I'm just kidding.
And then I'm going to be with the Lionesses on the 19th, finally.
Nice.
Ooh.
Brian, you can talk about
Gonna
the
get to
ugly
chat.
sweater party if you want.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should have a sardines challenge on it. What do you think?
Nah, I ain't coming. I'm not messing up my sweater with sardine juice.
No.
I need to wear it other places.
No, but I think it's going to be an exciting time. We're going to have quite a few guests coming in, and of course, it's called the Ugly Sweater Holiday Party, whatever.
Low
So
carb, yeah.
everybody's going to have their ugly Christmas sweater or whatever, and we're going to have an option to let people vote on which one they think is the best. So we'll get a winner by the end of the show. We're gonna have some
Honors.
trivia. We'll have some trivia and stuff, and
I'm
just have a
I'm
good
bringing
time.
I'm bringing dad jokes. Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Yeah,
And
did I miss anything that we're planning for it?
No, did you say when it was?
No, of course I don't. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central. So
Mhm.
for Becky, that's what 5:30 p.m. Pacific, correct? Yep. And if
Yes,
you're in the
correct.
mountain time zone, that would be 6:30 p.m. See, I can math.
Time zone math
So
hard.
yeah. So, yeah, it'll be, I don't know how long it's gonna be. It'll be, I guess, we go till we go. And
Yeah, I figured a
have
couple
fun
hours
and-
anyways, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have fun, and who knows what we're gonna do, right? I know we got trivia. I know we got
Yeah.
some good trivia questions that we're gonna go with. So get the audience interacting and so forth, and then we'll get them to vote and all that stuff for the best ugly sweater. So it'll be a fun time.
We have a singer
I'll make
comedian
them
on.
groan. I'll make them groan with my dad jokes. and just a little do you like Easter eggs and things? Easter eggs, how you find them in programs and things. There are dad joke Easter eggs on my video descriptions, and nobody's commented on them. So
Really
you want to have some fun, you can go find those.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can get caught up on some videos. The last couple days I've been putting out so many because I start working next week and I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have to make videos. So I'm trying to work ahead a little bit. Hopefully I can get caught up on watching some videos for sure.
You need a job like mine where my boss is gone 50% of the time.
No.
My videos while I'm at work. I watch videos while I'm at work.
That's funny.
Nothing to do.
Oh, I missed this one. Christy's saying she's out if she has to eat sardines.
I remember liking them as a kid, but I would eat them with Ritz crackers, and that is in my mind the way they should be eaten. So I don't know if I could eat them without something crunchy to go with. But I have a can in the cupboard just in case I get up the nerve.
You just never know.
Christy, you're right. The cat's awake. He's in Vegas.
Well, I see the Patriots have the ball now, so I'm not sure what happened with Pittsburgh, if they punted or what, but looks like New England's at about like the 35-yard line.
Jessica, how many kids do you have?
Two
Two
daughters,
2 daughters.
14 and 15.
Oh, okay. Oh, close. I have close ones too. And then I have far apart one.
That's fun ages. You probably don't see them much. They probably come home, go in their room, and that's it for the night, right? My kids are kind of that way. Once they got in high school, I didn't see them that much. It seemed like.
Did you say you're homeschooling though?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
probably.
So
you probably see them a little more.
They're always coming with questions and saying they have things finished and like, let me check.
Yeah. What is the quote? They do what you inspect, not what you expect.
Exactly.
Thanks, Brenda.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah, she wasn't here when we kind of talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah, they've I started keto over 10 years ago, and it was because my daughter had issues with sugar and sugar substitutes. So they've been keto for over 10 years.
Wish I'd known back when my kids were little. Mine are
Yeah.
34, 32, and 24 now. So.
Thanks for stopping in, Brenda.
Yeah, and they did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs with me last spring. I was shocked they stuck to it, and we did it for I think it was 7 weeks.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I asked them, I'm going to do this. I'm like, will you do it with me? And they're like, yeah. I was not expecting that.
I bet you went through way more bacon than usual.
Yep. Yep. But I had a list. I had all the days counted off because we were doing it through the whole Lent season, and so I had the days counted off of how many more days we had to go. And they're like, okay, we're down to this day. We're down to this day, and they did not miss crossing off a single one of those days.
Oh. Yeah, I was crossing off days during that No Way November challenge that Greg made me do.
I will never do that challenge again. I'm already seeing the benefits of weighing this week. I mean, it's night and day difference. I'm more mindful of what I'm eating just by stepping on the scale. So
I know I can tell if I haven't had enough water, or
yeah, it makes a difference. I was going to ask, I'll ask all the panel here. Are you guys working on plans for the new year? We're only a few weeks away, and are you going to do some new things, whether it be your channel, whether it be your health? Why don't we start with you, Jessica?
Well, I have a group coaching that's starting in January on Sunday nights, and so I'm doing one of those right now, and I'm loving it. So that's why I'm continuing. And depending on how the live streams go in December, I'm kind of debating on continuing the live streams or just uploading another video. So I'm going back and forth between that.
Yeah, it's I like a combination of both, I guess you could say. It's definitely one of those things. I like making the videos and the content. The lives are nice because you get to interact with people in the chats, which is cool. So there's kind of a benefit to both of them, I guess you could say. Content is still, to me, is king. I like making videos, and they get viewed more probably than the lives at this point for me. And doesn't mean it wouldn't be for you, though. I mean, it just depends on the person, I guess. And but right now in my YouTube career, I guess you could say it's content still is number one for me for views and stuff. But the live is fun because it brings another element to it. So
well, and I just started doing shorts this week, so it'll depend. I'll see how that goes too.
Yeah. Yep. No, you're doing great. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
So how about you, Becky?
So in the new year, I'll keep doing my weekly updates. I'll keep doing the walk along, my hikes and stuff, just to try to keep myself getting out there. It's more for me. Like, my channel is for me to stay accountable. But one of my personal challenges for the new year is to keep a gratitude journal, which I've done in the past. I use a journal from Denise Albright's website. And there's a faith-based one or just a generic one. And it comes with cute stickers and things. And it's just really fun. And it keeps you mindful of all the things you have to be grateful for in your life, and really gets your head in a better place, which I need. So I'm going to do that. I don't know how I'll incorporate that on the channel, but we'll see.
Nice. How about you, Brian?
So before I answer that, I have a question for Jessica.
Mhm.
So you talked a little bit about your coaching, but you haven't really told us
Mhm.
about that. So let's give you a couple of minutes
Yeah.
to advertise that, in case anybody is interested in knowing more about what kind of coaching you do.
Well, I do group and one-on-one coaching, and it's mainly based off of it's wellness and anywhere on the proper human diet scale. I work with I work with anybody. I enjoy the group coaching, the accountability, all my groups are small. Like this last group, I had a group of 10, but on our weekly meetings, I might have 2 or 3 that show up. So we get to know each other really well. And we have an hour that we spend together and talk about our week and what our struggles were, and look at what we could do, what we might need to change. And it's just been great. I also have a few groups that I'm a part of that are on larger scales. And I don't like those nearly as much because I might show up and there's 20 people there and I don't feel like talking in front of 20 people sharing my struggles throughout the week. So it is mainly based off mainly proper human diet, geared meat-based coaching, talking about different ideas and ways to stay on track, and done different things where it's helped me is like rearranging the kitchen. I did that for beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I rearranged the kitchen so it wasn't going to my normal places. I was going to different places, and I have just different tips and tricks that I've learned over my time going through keto, ketovore, carnivore that I share. And it's usually someone mentions something that they struggled with. I'm like, oh, I tried this. Maybe it'll work for you, type of thing, versus just playing on what we're doing.
Okay. And so if somebody was interested in wanting to be part of that, how would they contact you to set
Go
that
to
up?
my website, mentorjessica.com.
Okay. Great. All right. So I guess I should answer the question now, right? Since I delayed it as far as I could. So New Year's, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know I'm gonna continue to do push-ups, even though the December push-up challenge will be over. So I know I'm gonna do something there with push-ups. And I'm not really sure what else I'm gonna do there. I will be starting my second half century at this point, right? Because my birthday again is New Year's Eve. I'm going to bring that up a couple times today. Probably the next few weeks, I'll bring it up a few times. So, I don't know. It depends on how crazy my 50th birthday gets on New Year's Eve. I might be going into the new year interesting. I mean, I'm already planning on eating a huge steak, so I have no idea what's going to happen on January 1st. I do know I'm probably not going to drink. If I do, it's going to be very little alcohol because I know I have a problem with drinking alcohol. I get sinus infections and stuff like that, and it just doesn't work good for me. So, yeah. So I don't know. Did my audio just get really weird?
No, I spoke. I
okay.
was gonna say, it sounds like you're gonna get drunk on steak.
Probably drowned in butter, dripping butter. So who knows?
Bring on the meat sweats. I'm trying to remember what I did for my 50th birthday, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, there you go, Christy. So I know. So Christy had mentioned to me before that maybe we should team up on a challenge in January. You're scaring me with the jump rope challenge. I'm not sure. That might be something to film so we can get some bloopers because I'd probably fall like within the first 10 seconds of doing jump rope.
Struggle with jump rope. You should do a hula hoop challenge.
Oh boy. I don't know.
The one they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think I can do a jump rope challenge, so I might have to wait until February, Christy. I don't know. Oh man.
Oh, her
So you know,
mom.
the funny thing is when I was in high school, I played basketball and I used to jump rope all the time because that used to help with your jumping ability, right? The last time I tried to jump rope was I don't know, a few years ago. My son was into working out and he had a jump rope and I took that thing and I couldn't even do one single one. I didn't fall or anything, but like the rope, like, it was like somebody that looked completely uncoordinated trying to walk on a tightrope or something. That's what it looked like. It was bad.
Like
So,
Elaine dancing on Seinfeld.
yeah. Yeah. It wasn't good. So I think I'm gonna stay away from jump roping. So but nice to see last day of normal is going to do the push-up challenge. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, do them at whatever level you're at. Just just start, and you'll be surprised at how much stronger you get, no matter which way you're doing it.
And Christy, I think I'll start with 0 reps and see how that goes. And maybe I can improve upon that. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, there's Mike Shaw. We were talking about you earlier.
And of course, Mike had the record for double jumps. I'm not surprised. Great job, Mike.
I never could do a hula hoop. I just did not have it. And just picture a fat kid trying to do a hula hoop. That was me. It just didn't go well.
I worked at a call center, and 1 month we had a hula hoop challenge, and it was different people at different shifts competing, and I won the hula hoop challenge. And it just because they got to the point where like, okay, no one else made it this far. Like, you go another minute, and I'm just stopping you. I'm like, okay.
You win. What gift card to the cafeteria? I worked in a call center.
It's just bragging rights.
No, just bragging rights, man.
Yep.
I could hula hoop for about 3 seconds. Maybe.
I was
I
lucky
used
if the hula hoop
used
fit
to
around
hula
me. No. Just kidding. It wasn't that bad.
I think I was around 20 minutes. It was like boring.
Yeah.
And they were started to the point that they were throwing balls back and forth. I had to catch balls because they're like, we need to do something for you to like stop. Yeah.
Make it more
Wow.
challenging. Yeah. Mike Shaw.
Yeah, I think I'm still working on my plans for the upcoming year. I'm definitely going to keep doing push-ups, but I am definitely going to be challenging myself physically with more exercise. Whether it be in the gym, whether it be walking. I felt now for about, I want to say 6 weeks, my body wants to move. It wants to work, but I just have not been there yet or gone to the gym. And a lot of it has to do with finances. Without, I haven't worked for 14 months now. I can't really afford to go out and buy a gym membership. But now that the weather's colder, it's like, well, I almost need to go to the gym because it's going to be too cold for me to be outside. But it's one of those things I plan on getting involved. The new place I'm going to work has a gym. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm definitely going to be doing more of that. Maybe challenge myself with the 5K this next year, which is really come a long ways for me because January I could hardly get up from the couch just with so much pain. So physically, I'm just looking forward to getting stronger and being able to do more things for sure.
So I have a quick game update. We're just under a minute to go in the third quarter, but New England just threw an interception and Pittsburgh brought it back deep into New England territory. They're at the 15-yard line right now. Still 21-10, about 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Thank you for spoiling the future for me.
And that was the worst pass I've ever seen.
Wow.
So it might be third down now. I don't. Sorry, Becky.
Yeah, I kind of Christy's talking about that where she felt like she needed to move her body as well, and sometimes I think I talked about that in one of my videos. We have to listen to our bodies when it's trying to tell us something, and that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, well, my body's been wanting to move now for about 6 weeks, and I really haven't done that much with it, and I need to. I feel like I want to, so I need to listen to that and get out there and do some more physical activity. I know it'll help me. It'll help take me to that next level, and hopefully it'll help me drop the rest of the weight that I want to lose. So I need to heed those warnings, I guess, or notice that.
Yeah, now that the weather's so cruddy here in Oregon, it's hard for me to want to get out and walk. But I found, there's a YouTube channel, and it just popped up on my feed, and it's just like, it reminds me of the old low impact aerobic dance classes I did in the 80s. It was just, it was called a walking thing, but it was more than that. So I'm like, okay, this is a video. I could do this. I'm like, I don't know if you saw my video where my room was full of all the stuff that we're giving away that my small group had donated, and I had no room to do anything in this room, but it's gone now. So now I can have a video up and do some exercise in my room. So wish me luck. I don't know that I'd videotape that. Like Graham, what's his name? What's his username?
Carnivore Transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his videos of him exercising. And I don't think I would do that. Maybe.
Did we have any? Go ahead.
I saw Last Day of Normal had put a post, and I think you put it up there for a second, about for the New Year's, that something with their channel with interviewing people or something.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to do interviews on my channel and go on other people's channels. So if you want to reach out to me, my contact information is on my channel, and I'd be happy to set something up with you.
I have not done any interviews. I really never thought about doing that. Was I supposed to? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's all preference on what you like to do. I think it was kind of trending there for a while, and it still kind of is. I don't know. I'm assuming there'll still be some.
I know it's a good way to get exposure on other people's channels, but I feel like I'm seeing the same people's stories over and over.
Right.
I haven't done one in a while, but the interviews that I have on my channel tend to be some of the best viewed videos that I have on my channel.
Yeah.
So
I can see that. That's right. I agree, Mike Shaw. Are you feeling better? Or I know you weren't feeling very good there, Mike, with your little petri dishes that come on the bus. Do you work out, Jessica? Did we talk about that? No.
Not on a regular basis. My favorite thing is rebounding.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a rebounder in my living room. So if I'm on the phone, I'm usually on the rebounder getting steps and movement in. And yeah.
Those videos come up on my feed too.
That's the only pice of exercise equipment that have ever bought that I've used on a regular basis.
That you actually use, yeah.
And I've graduated. I'm on my third. I have a Bellicon now, so I've graduated to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
Well, when I used two others that I wore out, I get in it each time it just upgrade, and then
I might as well, right? Yeah, I'm committed to this. I do this, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I spent more on a treadmill and a bike and an elliptical that I didn't use.
That you never used?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Glad you're feeling better, Mike.
So a quick game update. Starting in the fourth quarter, the Steelers had a 4th and 2 and went for it. And it appears that they are a yard short and New England took over. So they were at like the 10-yard line, 4th and 2, down by 11. They could have kicked a field goal and then still been one score, but they went for it, didn't get it. The interesting thing, there was a wide receiver in the end zone that was wide open. Never got the ball.
Why you tell me these things? Sounds like
I'm
an
sorry,
Oregon
Becky, you haven't seen it yet. That's
I
right.
haven't.
Rubbing it in.
It should be coming right now. You should be seeing the play right about now, though.
Becky, throw the towel at him.
I'll throw a fat bomb at you.
You know, that reminds me, I've got some yellow penalty flags around here. I should dig those out.
I would be leading the league in penalties at this point.
I could call flags right here.
I like the commercial with the replay flag, you know, the commercial that did who said what? Yeah. I wish that was real.
And the question about the rebounder, what would be a good starter brand? I don't know what brand, but I would recommend anything with the bungees versus the metal springs. Most of them that I've seen that have the bungees have been good quality.
So Mike evidently got better pretty quickly. So that's good. Glad to hear that, Mike.
Did you see the play yet, Becky?
I think this is it. Wait,
That far back.
I'm way far back. I had to completely reboot and it's never been.
Oh,
Oh,
punt.
So you're going to be very happy to hear it was 4th down already, and Pittsburgh just blocked the punt. So they're going to start at like the 25-yard line.
Oh, excellent.
So in a couple minutes, you'll get to see that.
We can do this. Come on.
Mike's got a kind of a dad joke.
Yeah, he does. Wait, your height changes all the time. What is it really?
He's shrinking.
Mine too.
Yeah, no problem.
I think I'm 5'2", but I don't know. I keep knocking my water over. Sorry.
Usually it's Brian's mic.
I have not done that yet tonight.
He hasn't done that tonight.
I just jinxed you.
I'm keeping my arms behind my back right now. Not going to do it. Unless my face does it.
It is the fourth quarter, by the way. There's 3:23 left in the fourth quarter.
Christy, you're cracking me up.
Yep. Or we're 14 and a half minutes if you're on Becky's TV.
Right.
Mike's shrinking.
He's not shrinking.
He's not shrinking.
5.
Still 5'5".
I went to the DMV once and I wrote down my real weight on whatever the application was. And the person helping me says, you don't want that on your driver's license, and reduced it.
So true story here. I've been going to a cardiologist, right? Like I think most people know that I had AFib, and so I was seeing a cardiologist. And the one time I went in, and he's like, we're talking about how good I have been doing, and can I get off the medication and that kind of stuff. And so this wasn't the last time. This was the time before. Of course, this last time I got off the medication, but the time before, he was like, well, I'm looking at things. Your BMI is still pretty big. I'm like, yeah, by the way, in your system, it says I'm 5'4". Do I look 5'4"? Because I'm actually 6'4". And he's like, look at me. He's like, you're not 5'4"? No, I'm not.
So
At least
he's
when
like,
you're
well, let
sitting
me
down.
recompute this. And he's like, oh, the BMI is not as bad as I thought. Well,
Duh.
yeah, I mean, I'm like thinking to myself, like, maybe you should actually look at me when you're checking, in my appointment and think like, huh, this guy can't really be 5'4". That was crazy.
Ay, ay, ay.
The system is so broken.
So many ways.
Yeah.
My doctor, when I was, I've said this before, but for Jessica, who maybe hasn't heard, I told her, that I wouldn't take a statin, and I asked her, could you tell me what the LDL profile is? Big, fluffy, small, sticky. Can you tell? She looked at me like I'm an idiot. And then she just said something like, well, I can't do anything for you if you're going to take your health into your own hands. And I'm like, I am going to take my health into my own hands. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, why would you want to take your health into your own hands?
Why?
Let somebody else take care of it for you.
Mhm.
Big Pharma has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So Mike has another joke. He finally reached his ideal weight as if he was 7'2".
Yeah, me too. Some of those players weigh what I weigh, probably. Just bugs the crap out of me. Those
You know,
football players.
they're just built different though. Even as a big guy, I went to Vikings training camp, and you're standing on the same level as them. And I'm looking at these guys, and they're like 6'7", and I'm like, at the time, I'm like 6'1", and I probably weigh as much as them, if not a little more. And they just make me look like a dwarf. I mean, they were just huge. So it was just, it's kind of a deceiving until, you see them on TV or from the stands, but till you stand on the ground right next to them, you realize, oh, wow, these guys are huge, especially the linemen. They were just enormous. And, I'm just sitting there like, that guy weighs the same as me. No way. Yet he was way bigger.
Just built. I know. I saw Shaquille O'Neal, and I tell you that it just stuns you. How it's how can a person be that big, right?
Well, what is he like, 7'2" or
He's
7'4" or something like that? Yeah.
And it just, you can't hide anywhere. You're in the middle of the airport. There you are.
Do you know one thing me and Shaq have in common?
What's that?
We're like 2 days apart from when we were born.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just hard to believe, but
They're
yeah.
the same age. He's
Yeah.
oh, I kind of thought he was older than you.
Yeah, he's aging, definitely. Yeah, he's a big guy, but yeah, it's we're the same age. We're like 2 days apart.
Hey, I've got a game update. The Steelers just scored a touchdown. Here's the interesting thing. Remember how they didn't go for the field goal, which could have brought it down to a 1-score game? They're going for 2. So if they would have kicked the field goal the last time, going for 2 would be to tie instead of just to cut it to 3. They're down by 5, and they're going to go for 2.
They missed.
I still can't figure out why they did not kick the field goal last time.
Well, I don't know what I'm watching. Am I watching the prior to the touchdown? Probably. I'm at 11:51.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, we're at 11:44, so I think you just saw the touchdown.
Oh, good night, last day of normal.
Yeah,
And they just
normal.
They just got the 2-point conversion, so it's 21-18. Patriots still lead by 3 with 11:44 to go, fourth quarter.
Yeah. Wow.
That was probably his best pass of the day, too, on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them out there for us. We'd be happy to answer. Yeah, Jessica, these games usually, me and Brian got it down to a science almost. Usually it's the broadcast is usually 3.5 hours, and we're at 2 hours and 39 minutes. I think it was last week. Did we end up going over like last week or the week before?
Way longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was close to midnight, I think.
Yeah, it was longer for sure.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. What do you guys do during the winter to keep active?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Who wants to go first?
In the past, nothing.
And what are you planning on doing?
I bought rain gear so I could still go walking in the rain, but I've only done it a couple times.
Is that like every day in Oregon? That was my dad joke.
Well, no, not really. But, you know, when I get off work, by the time I get home, it's dark.
Mhm.
If I have an errand to run or something, I don't like to go out in the dark. But
That happens to me. I'm working from home and like I finally get myself out of the dungeon, work's over, and I walk downstairs. I'm like, it's night already. It's
Yeah.
dark. And it's like 5 o'clock.
that's
Yeah.
why I was
Crazy.
looking up videos, you know, like, oh, what could I do in my room? You know,
Mm. So Greg, do you want to answer Jessica's question next?
You know,
Greg
in the
bakes
past,
cookies with
nothing.
Keto Chat.
This year it'll be different. Because I do definitely plan on doing some more activity. Whether it be at the gym at work or I join the gym, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more. Even if I go up to the old mall and walk, I mean, I'm going to be doing stuff like that for sure. I mean, I have a treadmill, but I don't seem to use it when it's at home. It's funny how that works. I like to go work out somewhere.
Mm.
Usually in the past, that's what I did anyways. But yeah, I'll be definitely be working out this winter between, I'm messing with YouTube and exercising when I can. That's probably going to be a lot of my evenings, I'm guessing, since I'll be working now. So where before I kind of did YouTube all the different times of the day, and I kind of take care of my mom too because she's ailing. So I usually do that, and then YouTube is what I've been doing. But that's all changing next week.
I have some dumbbells. I should use them while we're sitting here.
Dark at 4:30. Yeah, it's going to keep getting darker till the first day of winter. So
4:30.
yep.
That's coming up though, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
the
December
21st or something?
21st.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's my uncle's birthday.
All right, so I will answer the question now. So I started Carnivore in July of 2022. So I've had one winter of Carnivore already. But here's my problem. My first holiday season of Carnivore did not go well. I was way too tempted, and I was the guy that was like, oh, I've been doing great, because I had lost like 60 or 65 pounds at that point. So I was like, I've been doing great. I'm okay to have this one cookie. And then that led to like another cookie and then something else. And anyway, I ended up gaining, like, I don't remember, maybe it was like 10 pounds or something like that, or 20 pounds during the holidays. So I went into January and I didn't really do any exercise stuff. I was basically going back to basics and trying to get strict back onto Carnivore again. And I was able to lose the weight back again. So I didn't really go into doing any exercising really until like in the spring. And then I did some throughout until like early to midsummer. And then I kind of stopped again, and I'm just starting up again. So last year was just more of getting myself back on track again with Carnivore. This year, I plan on really getting more into working out. I want to continue to do the push-ups I've been doing. And I'm not sure yet what all I'm going to do. I think I'm going to kind of stick with a lot of like body weight type of exercises. So maybe some squats, stuff like that. Potentially planks. Carnivore Soldier, I was on his show like last week, I think it was, and we were both talking about that, like doing planks. So I think I might do some of that. The other thing I want to get into is sprinting, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get into that because it depends. It's hit or miss here in January. We could have a couple feet of snow on the ground, or it could be 70 degrees. I'm in Virginia and we just don't know. So I don't know, because I can't really sprint inside the house. It's a house. It's not that big, you know. That might be a good way to start, because I'll probably fall on my face the first couple of times. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe sprinting in the snow would be good then, so I'll have a soft landing. But yeah, so I guess I'm not sure when I'm going to start the sprinting, if it's going to be right away or if it's going to be like more in the spring. But that is something I want to get into doing. I've been following Dr. Sean O'Mara a lot and really want to get into the the benefits of sprinting and so forth. So,
Even
Brian, I have
sprinted.
somebody
Who
in
can do
mind
it?
that I'm going to ask to come on the show, and she does sprinting. I've been following her for a while. I'll see if she'll come on the Low Carb Football Party and talk about sprinting. I think she's carnivore. She is not on carnivore for weight loss. It's for other issues, but she does sprinting. But I'll reach out to her and see if she wants to come on. I think she'd make a great guest, just because it's not always about weight loss for people as well. So it's kind of good to bring another perspective in as well. So definitely,
yeah.
Plus she could maybe teach us something.
I was just asking because I'm taking my daughter's snowboarding, and I used to snowboard in high school. But I'm like, oh man, I was a lot more muscular then. I'm not sure if I could do it now.
So
I used to water ski, and I think about that too. Like, I don't think I could get up.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think I could get up. Even though you have a muscle memory.
Becky, I saw your post about Tommy Shaw in the audience. I don't know if you saw, but like before they started the game, the entire group sticks were on the sideline. They were all on the sideline.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they from Pittsburgh?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm looking it up. I have a friend who was their publisher, like music company, like the record. I don't know. Anyway, she's friends with them. Oh, Chicago.
They defected because the Bears aren't any good.
True.
Now that I say that, the Lions are going to lose this weekend because they're playing the Bears. Watch.
So Becky, did you catch our new intro today?
Did I?
I don't know if you did. It was similar to the last one, but a little bit different.
Oh, a little different. Okay, I'll have to watch it on the replay. I was trying to get
we
set
like
up.
to change it up every once in a while.
Yeah, I could play it for everybody if they want to see it. It's like 28 seconds.
Didn't I see pictures of both of you before and afters?
Yeah, there's some of that on there. It's similar to our other one, but Brian, I know he did some stuff with his intro too, as I did today too. So it's been kind of fun learning some new stuff.
Yeah, I didn't have an intro before this, so I kind of created one for my page that I might start, or my channel that I might start using on my videos. So we'll see.
I guess there's
Facebook or something.
We'll go ahead and play it.
You're on MySpace.
MySpace there.
I'll go ahead and play it so people can see it. So nobody will be able to hear us. So I'll play it right now.
I like it.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
As seen on Newsweek. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny.
I like the new lioness one with the lion face and the lion sounds.
So Pittsburgh has the ball. They're at their own 25-yard line here, getting started. Oh, 2nd and 5, actually. Well, 3rd and 5 now. 7:41 to go, 4th quarter. Still down by 3.
Gail. I don't think I ever
It's
had
been a
one.
while since I tried even going to the MySpace page.
I'm surprised it hasn't
I
made a
never
comeback.
had a MySpace page.
Oh. I was an early Facebook adopter, though.
Mm.
Very early.
I didn't get into Facebook until like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. How long has it been around? Like 20 or 25, right?
2009 was Facebook, I think. 2008, somewhere. Maybe it was earlier than that.
It was earlier than that.
It's
Yeah, I
probably
think it was earlier than
2006.
that.
Yeah.
I want to say 2006, but I'm
I
not
think
sure.
my memories come up from
Hmm.
2008.
Yeah, I think I joined in 2009. It's
I-
not, Facebook was great back then. Now it's just a waste of time.
Yeah. I know that early on having Facebook, like my kids were like, this is for like students, not you, Dad. Why are you on this? But there were a lot of non-students, I guess is the way I'll say it, that were on Facebook already at that point. So I wasn't like that new to it. So I don't know.
That was around the time that I was working in the digital scrapbooking field. And so it was the way everybody connected. It was like, that's where we went. That's where we promoted. That's what we did.
Yeah, it's cool just because you could play put the music on there you liked and all that other stuff. That's what made it neat. That's one thing I like about Instagram. I like to post music with my photos and stuff. Just it's because it's something different. It's kind of fun, and I try to pick music that matches the picture or whatever I'm talking about, I guess. But it doesn't always. But then people get an idea what kind of music I like or listen to. Not all of it, but some of it.
So, I'm so
do that.
on technical with Instagram that I just found out like a week or two ago that you could add music to your posts.
Oh,
I just found out last night.
well, you better
I
go
just
back and
found
watch
out
all mine.
I'm not in-
Now, Jessica, now you're so behind.
I remember like, man, it was like 6 months ago. I just got done doing an interview with Sean White, Intentional Carnivore. And after the interview, we were talking and we were both talking about Instagram. And he's like, yeah, I just got Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I've had it for like a year, but I've never really used it. And like the next half hour was both of us trying to figure out how to use it. It was like you would think that we were like 80 or 90 years old over here. Like, I don't know how to do this. And then he's like, well, I don't get it. Like when people follow you, should I follow them back? I'm like, I don't know. You never know who you're going to get.
I don't. No. Most of them I don't follow.
Yeah, I must say I get a lot of commercial spam. Definitely between message me in my box or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm not interested in having a girlfriend. I've been married for 28 years.
Right.
You don't want that Russian girlfriend.
No. You should
So
see
there's
what
a lot,
women
there's
get.
a lot of that on there.
Really bad. It's funny. There is a newscaster here in Eugene named Rick Dancer, and he's since moved to Montana, but his picture gets picked up and used as the profile picture because he's very handsome and my age, but he's still, he's got that Sean Connery look. Like he gets you. I've seen his profile. I'm like, oh, poor Rick. There you go. There he goes again, getting his picture stolen.
Yeah, I think for Instagram, for me, it's just easy. I usually just post a picture and then whatever's saying. And a lot of times I'm promoting people to come look at my YouTube channel, have them link the bio or whatever. That's usually what I use it for. I don't know if any of them really come over though. So I just think they maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there's some, but I know I do because that's how I found people to do interviews and stuff,
Yeah.
by that. So.
I've had
I started mine my Instagram so long ago. It's all my life. It's not just a topic. And I know you can have multiple channels, I guess, or whatever they call them on Instagram, but I just want it all in one place.
Yeah.
Here's
Gail's
my carnivore
Curie is
pictures, my
good.
fingernail pictures. Here's my life.
So what's going on in the game here? It's 5:06 left in the fourth quarter. It's 21-18. New England over the Steelers, and it looks like the Patriots just jumped off sides
So
when the Steelers were
on
punting.
on fourth down, yeah, the Steelers were gonna punt and they just jumped off sides.
Wow.
Belichick's loving that one, but I think this
Something's
is
going
gonna be
on.
interesting because I think I saw the one official call false start instead of offside.
That says
So I'm
4th and
not
8.
sure. Yeah, so they called false start.
Huh.
5:06 to go. There's still time, but they'll be punting. Yeah, Mike Tomlin's not happy. You'll find out about this in a couple minutes, Becky. But
Yeah. And I'm gonna go talk to Gail about her beef curry.
So, Jessica, did you enjoy being on the show?
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, we're pretty easy going here. I don't know, we have good time. Each show's a little bit different, but it's all good, definitely.
Mike got tired of arguing with people on Facebook, so now he just argues with people on X.
No can do. I hate conflict so much that I don't even like it just verbal, like written. It's like, no, can't. It stresses me out.
The biggest problem I found with Twitter is that when you post something, you tend to get more replies from vegans than people that are carnivore. And that's kind of not really fun because their comments are just not smart. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're going to die. We won't see you in like a year because you'll be dead eating that way.
Yeah. We're all dropping like flies over here.
Yeah. Over a year and a half. I'm okay. Still alive. Haven't gotten scurvy either.
I know. Last time you had scurvy, Jessica, was
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
was bad, I bet, huh?
Oh yeah.
So dumb.
And of course that's going to be on a short. I'm like, I knew these comments would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this one, Becky, but for her curry that she made.
Oh. Well, you'll pay the price if it's too much, I guess.
Gonna promote you guys again.
Mike and his conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Which they're not if they're coming true, right? I'm glad you're good with that, Gail. I was absolutely fine with the consequences of the 3 chocolate chip cookies Friday night. No, but seriously, the only thing that bothers me when I have sugar is like overnight is the swelling in your hand. That happens, I guess, but it goes away pretty fast.
So in the game, they just showed the replay from that 4th down where New England basically jumped off sides. Yeah, nobody for Pittsburgh moved, so I'm not sure how it was a false start.
I was watching for it, but I didn't see it.
It's still coming, probably. Give it another minute or so.
Well, it's probably like some of the officiating with some of the other games there, Brian. They kind of do what they want to do to influence the game, it seems like.
Yeah. That fits with Mike's conspiracy theories too. So.
Definitely.
Well, protein in your urine, I know they don't like that when you're pregnant, but I don't know about normally. I would want to know what your EGFR is. Like, that's where you know if your kidneys are okay.
In case you missed Cindy earlier, there's her channel. You might want to check out her channel. She was on the first hour and a half or so, first hour and something. And she does a lot of interviews with Sana on Friday night, so you can catch her there. But make sure you check out her channel as well. Just wanted to give her a plug here.
Becky, Mike's asking EGFR.
Right. I can't say the word. It's your, you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Jessica? I can tell. Well, no. I can't say the word. Glomerular. It's related to kidneys. I don't even know what it measures, but if it's over a certain amount, your kidneys are fine. So
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
it's a very hard, and I took medical transcription, so I should know how.
It is EGFR.
Yeah, it is EGFR. I
Yep.
thought I had it listed here.
Here, it's your
the other
glomerular filtration rate.
So the other thing, I guess, would be your PSA, Mike. That's your prostate specific antigen, and that would be for
that
levels of protein in your prostate.
Ooh.
That is supposed to be less than or equal to 4. So that's another one to check for that.
I was going to say, I'm going to give a game update. So the Steelers punted New England, and it was 3 downs and out. Now Pittsburgh has the ball back. 2:41 left in the game. It's 21-18. New England's up, and it was an incomplete pass.
He just overthrew his 6'8" tight end.
Yeah. So the Steelers still have a chance if they can drive down the field and score.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it saying that your value is 77? Then that's okay.
Yep.
Mine's 103. Do you want to compete? I don't know that it matters. But that's the kind of thing that I look at and I'm like, okay, I got my health back, you know? Don't talk to me about my LDL. It's stupid.
Well, they need to find something to try to put you on something.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And that doctor it was my first time meeting her. And I had told her, I used to weigh 270 pounds. I've lost 80 pounds. There was no, way to go. Or that's awesome. You know, I know they're not your cheerleader necessarily, but, you know, obesity is such an epidemic in our country that anybody who's making an effort should be applauded.
Yeah.
know, at least acknowledged.
You're doing a great job, Becky.
Well, I appreciate that, Greg. I'm trying over here.
The Steelers are too. They're trying.
They're trying.
It's
I'm
third down.
I'm having a 7-5 season too.
It's getting close to 2-minute warning. Hey, this game's going to be done halfway early unless some things happen here.
Yeah, unless it goes to overtime.
Yep.
We could.
It's a 3-point game. Why did I say that?
We could do a field goal. We don't have the ball though, do we? Oh yeah, we do. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we did a few minutes ago. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it's actually 3rd and 2 right now at the 49-yard line. And he's going back to pass.
I'm still at the 2nd and 10.
He overthrew another receiver. It's now 4th and 2. I'm assuming they'll go for it. There's 2:01 left in the 4th quarter, so we're not quite at the 2-minute warning.
Oh.
Are you still at 1st and 10, you said?
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Okay.
So Mike is saying that,
It's
yeah,
going to be
it
an
is
8-yard
PSA.
pickup. Yeah, I did see that.
Well.
So, Jessica, how long have you been doing your coaching then?
Oh, I started leading them in September.
Okay.
But I've done different coaching before that through work and work groups and stuff like that for years, but just doing something a little bit more meat-based is a lot more motivational, but just being around like-minded people versus
Sure.
Taking
Yeah.
whoever.
people doing their own thing and like loading up on vegetables, and you're like, that's not really what you should be doing. But how?
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Now, do you have certification, education? What's your background with that?
How many certifications do you want to have listed? I
Yeah.
have how many, but I don't
Yeah.
think anything of them.
Yeah.
It's crap what you have to
Dude.
answer on the test in order to pass.
Yep.
So
Yep. I've heard that from a former fat girl, Nicole. I think Erin's learning that. She's doing one, some sort of training, you know. Just
So
jump
I
through the
not
hoops, right?
not to interrupt, but I do have another game update.
Okay.
It was just 4th and 2 at the 49-yard line. Pittsburgh decided to go for it, and they proceeded to throw a deep pass instead of trying to get the 2 yards, and it was incomplete. Turnover on downs.
Oh, jeez.
And we're at the 2-minute warning.
Then they
Sorry,
that's-
Becky.
wow.
I don't know where you
Gonna
call
watch it now.
fourth and 2 and you throw like a 40-yard deep ball.
That's crazy.
Maybe they were thinking because he kept overthrowing his
So-
wide receivers, maybe he could throw it deep. I don't know.
Who is calling this? I know they fired Mike Canada, right? So who's their offensive coordinator now? I don't even know.
Probably the guy that used to be the offensive line coach. I don't know. I don't know.
Some guy they pulled off
Tomlin.
the street.
Tomlin's doing it.
Tomlin's
I don't
doing it
know.
himself.
I
No,
don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
sure my son would know.
He's a defensive guy, isn't he? Tomlin. I don't think he knows
Tomlin.
much about offense.
So Jessica, do you find is it hard to find people that want coaching, or has it been pretty easy for you?
it's hit and miss. How many people want it versus how many people want to pay for it. It's a difference.
Right?
That's the $1 million one. Nobody wants to pay for it because
Yeah.
I've done life coaching myself for about I'm going on 13, 14 years, and it's so hard to find paying customers. I've kind of given up. I mean, I still coach people, but I don't try to make $1 off it, or it's not anything that I enjoy helping people anyways, but I've just found it's so hard to find people. They'll spend $100 on a carton of cigarettes for the week, but they won't invest, $40 in a 1 weekly session of coaching that they'll benefit big time. So it's kind of, it's interesting.
Yeah. And that's why I don't promote it huge, but like I offer it because it's like there are people out there that do want it, and they're like, yes, and they know that they need it more than one call. They know they need more than just a few calls. And so just offering, hey, here's the options. You can do 1 month, you can do 3 months for group coaching, and show up at this day at this time, and I'm there if you need me. And it's their choice how often they show up. If they show up every week, or if they show up once or twice a month.
Yep, coaching's an interesting thing. I mean, I enjoy it and stuff, but I've kind of taken a back seat. I was going to do a bunch of weight loss coaching stuff, but I've just kind of put it on the back burner for the time being. I want to see a little more interest, I guess, before I do a lot of that down the road. And, I hope to, but I'm kind of doing some of it with my YouTube channels, the way I kind of look at it. And I have an outlet that way. So, and that's why I do this, is just to help other people, and hopefully I make a difference for someone. All it takes is one person,
Right?
and I've already seen feedback on that I've helped change some people's lives. So it's like, well, that works for me. So definitely. Well, looks like the Steelers have no timeouts left.
Yeah.
And that's the game.
2nd and 13, and they ran the ball. You know they're going to run the ball, and he goes 14 yards for a first down. I'm sorry, Becky. I said that like 30 times in this game.
This is
This
the
game's going to be done early.
clear towel.
That towel really is terrible today.
Really, just terrible. They're terrible. We've been here before, though.
Hmm.
I'll root for somebody else as the season goes on. In the AFC, though.
What's there a review for? Official review. There's an official review because the game was going to get done way early, and they need to make sure it goes until 11:30.
Here it comes. Hey, Mike, you're still watching, right? The official review is coming down to change the game. I think they're trying to figure out where he was down. He was short of the first.
Maybe just short of the first down, so it might be third and like half a yard. Hard to say what they're going to do here. I mean, they could do just about anything because they might say it was an incomplete pass even though it wasn't thrown.
I wonder what the spread of the game is. A lot of times he's late in the game. The couple of plays can change the outcome in the whole betting world, and they go crazy. So who knows?
I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh was favored to win because New England's 2-10 or 2-8, whatever it is.
I would think so.
Yeah.
So
I know Eric
2-10.
said it was supposed to be under 30 points, but it's way over that. Our scores were actually close. We just picked the wrong team.
I know.
Close. You just had it backwards.
Game's not over yet, though. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Look at Bill Belichick there. He looks like he's a salty seaman from the from I don't know what era, the 40s.
So
He works down on the docks.
I saw a college game earlier this year. The Miami Hurricanes were playing, and they basically had the game won, and all they had to do was take a knee. And instead of taking a knee, they handed it off to the running back, and he fumbled, and the other team picked it up and ran it back for a touchdown to win.
Oh, no.
Huh. Yeah, that's not cool.
Eric's right.
Yep. I knew Eric would chime in. I was waiting for him. I'm glad you did, buddy. It could be, Mike. I wouldn't be surprised for sure.
I'm not sure that I don't think it's really rigged. I think that the officiating is just bad.
Just bad.
Yeah, it's just bad.
So bad, though. I mean, replays, some of the replays they call in on, though, too, haven't been that great either. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like replay. To me, the officiating's gotten worse since they got replay. And I suppose the officials look at, they're just going to override us anyways. Call what you want.
Right.
So
you can always look at it. Yeah.
So I think that's part of the problem too.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of betting, I have a dad joke for you.
Hmm.
What do you call an elf on the shelf that wins big in Vegas? Wealthy.
That was total dad joke.
I know. It is. Not a dad, but I play one on YouTube. Well, Mike, that is the same argument
you can put that
they say about going to the moon.
I was going to say the government. You can say
We
that.
never went to the moon.
I was just thinking when I read that, that's almost like if there was like something rigged about like food industry and that, there would have to be so many people in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There
All
is.
those chemists.
Not saying there is, but
They
don't want to
wonder.
get this. Don't want to get this video banned, so I'm not saying
Right.
there is.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was just 3rd and inches. They did reverse it, and I think they just got the first down. I think, but it sure didn't look like he got anything, did he?
Hey, Brian.
Oh,
To
he
answer-
didn't get anything. I'm sorry.
The
what?
other day when you're doing the live, we were talking about commercials during live streams. My phone had one while we were sitting here. during our live stream. We don't see it on the computer screen, but my phone did it.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of interesting because I had not
Interesting.
seen that. Does
I didn't,
anybody
but
else?
On
Does any of the
YouTube?
viewers out there have you seen a commercial during this?
I haven't.
broadcast?
I
Just
haven't
curious.
enabled monetization on my video yet, so it shouldn't have done it on my channel.
It did on
Must
mine.
be
but
yours.
I
Must
it's
be your
turned
channel,
on.
Greg.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
he
that's
didn't
why
get the
when
first
I
down. It's
go,
4th and inches.
I have them all start at the same time, but like I'm going over to Greg's and it's like at 58 minutes, whereas we're at, way more than that. Like,
So
it
Becky, they
gets
didn't get the
delayed.
first down. It's 4th and inches, and they're going to punt at the Pittsburgh 39-yard line. 22 seconds left.
Okay.
Geez, they couldn't ice the game away.
Might as well just
It's okay.
listen to this on the radio.
Mitch Trubisky,
radio?
do you really think he's going to get him in field goal range in 22 seconds?
Probably not.
No.
Not unless he decides
Why
to
is
throw
he
the
still
ball
on
at
the
their
team?
feet, and then maybe it'll be a good pass because
There's
he keeps
15
overthrowing
seconds
everybody.
left. They're going to run the ball, Brian. I'm going to call it. He's going to run the ball.
Flea flicker right here.
Just disable the elf on the shelf with a broken leg. That's clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
I do have to point out, though, if they would have kicked that field goal, like I said, on that
We would
4th
be
and
tied.
2, it would be tied right now.
Right.
Yeah. They kind of beat themselves there.
Just remember, Mike Tomlin, you could have had a tie game and gone to overtime. Now you got to deal
Pulling
with
a Dan
your own
Lanning.
13-yard line. Hey, they complete a pass
Then he got out of bounds.
with 7 seconds
Oh,
left.
wow.
They're up around the 40, maybe. So another pass really quick possibly could happen. Yeah, they're at like the 40-yard line. 38, something like that. I don't know. 37. They got 7 seconds. He's got to get a quick pass to get him into field goal range. Yeah, that's going to be really tough in 6 seconds. So that's 1 second left on the clock. Let's see what he does.
One
He
second
passes.
left. Oh my gosh.
Well,
I still have the
no-
Patriots with the ball.
No timeouts, and he just passed the ball in the middle of the field instead of to the sideline. So I'm sorry, but the Steelers might want to get a new quarterback because Trubisky's not going to cut
For a
it.
new one.
When is Pickett going to be back? Is he gone for the year or?
I don't know. They were showing his surgery. It didn't look good.
Yeah,
Like
he's probably
what they had
gone
to
for the
do on
year
his
then.
ankle.
So
Ankle, right?
They might want to get somebody else. You were bringing up Marcus Mariota, maybe Cam Newton. He's only been out for a couple years, right? Might do better than Trubisky did. But the game ended
Bring
early.
back Ben. How old's Ben now? 50?
Oh,
It's not 50. Just kidding.
I don't think he can even throw the ball anymore. Remember that last year? He could only throw the ball like 15 yards downfield. That was
Oh,
rough.
no.
That was like, was it Drew Brees? I saw an interview with him more recently. He has to throw left-handed now. He can't even use his right arm to throw. I'm thinking he's not on the carnivore diet, though, so I will put that out there.
Yeah. My husband was friends with an ex-trailblazer. I don't remember his name, but his knees were so shot from playing basketball. Just like when he sat down, he could hardly get up. I just can't imagine.
Gail's got a good point. A guy named Kaepernick has been looking for a job for like 5 years now. So he's still in his prime, I think, too. So it's a possibility. Mike brought up Vince Young.
That's a PR risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine some of these guys that are playing. They're almost 40 years old. Even after college, football is ready to be done. I mean, it's hard on the body. I'm paying the price for it now, for sure.
What was it? Was it last year or the year before? The Lions, I think it was the year before. The Lions brought in a guy to be the backup quarterback who I'm not even sure how he got in the NFL because he literally threw more interceptions than touchdowns in college, but somehow he got to go to the NFL and play for the Lions. It's
How?
probably because it was the Lions, but
Huh.
he was like the backup, and it was before they started playing better, so they won like 2 games that year. And
Huh.
I don't know. They put him in the game, and he throwing interceptions. Like, really? That's what he did in college. Of course, he was going to throw an interception. So, I
There
mean,
could
maybe the
that
Steelers
be-
could use him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, but it doesn't. Did Brady break his record, or does he still hold the career passing yardage? Drew Brees. I can't remember, but I mean,
I think
you know,
Brady has it.
prolific passer for years for the Saints, and he can't even use that arm anymore. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
he's
he
only
just-
been retired a couple years.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2
he's been
years.
out maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah,
That's something else.
yeah. I'm sorry, I made this too much about football here at the end. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Game's over.
Well,
All right, guys.
I was gonna say to you, I'll just go around table. Becky, do you have any parting words for any of the viewers tonight?
You know, stick with your plan this Christmas holiday season. We know from past experience, it's not worth it. You feel so much better when you don't. Just try to remember that. And the stuff does not taste as good as you remember.
That's a fact. How about you, Jessica?
My big thing is eat before I go anywhere if I'm going to a holiday or family event, because I know there's going to be the treats and the temptations, and especially on my dad's side. My dad comes from a family of 15, so you have treats and desserts galore, and I make sure I eat and get stuffed about an hour before I go there, because I know it's going to be temptation if I don't. So yeah.
Definitely. How about you, Brian?
So if there's anybody out there that celebrates Hanukkah, I believe it starts tonight. So happy Hanukkah to
Happy
those
Hanukkah.
people.
Happy Hanukkah.
And yeah, that's about all I got. We still got like 2.5 weeks, no, 3 weeks, 3 weeks to Christmas, 2.5 weeks. We got 2.5 weeks to Christmas. So I guess I'm not doing it, but Becky and Greg are doing their Christmas vlogs, whatever we call it. What are we calling them?
Vlogmas. Mike's doing it too. Yep.
And Mike. Okay. So check out their Vlogmas videos every day. And that'll help you get through the holidays. At least if you watch Greg's, at least, it'll make you think that he might have a sore throat. But other than that, everything should be good. And hopefully it'll help you get through your holidays. And, like I always like to say, don't do like I did last year and let it snowball.
That was me last year.
It's okay if you eat something you shouldn't, and just know you go back to what you're doing. Don't say like, oh, I messed up, so I'm just gonna whatever for the rest of the day or the rest of the week. Nope, don't do that, because then it's gonna snowball. So just be like, okay, it's all right, I messed up, it's okay, I'm going to get back to eating the way I've been because I feel good this way, and so forth. And just do that, and you'll be fine, and make it through the holidays.
Yep, all great advice for sure. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I just, I think the key is have a plan, execute the plan, and just, don't forget how far you've come and all the things that you have done, and make sure you, continue working on that through the end of the year, and start off 2024 way ahead of everyone else who's just getting going,
Right.
because a lot of people end up falling off their plans this time of year, and it's important to stay on plan, and don't forget your goals, and keep plugging away, because you're going to have a great year next year. So for sure. So plus, I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in again tonight. It's been a lot of fun. And that's about all I have, I guess. So appreciate Becky coming on, Jessica, and obviously Cindy coming on. Of course, my buddy Brian over there. It's always good to hang out with him for a while. But we appreciate each and every one of you and everybody that's watching tonight. To see if there's any final comments from the Let's see here. Put these up here.
I made it an entire night without knocking the microphone
I
over.
know. Did you put some?
Did you see it just shake on me? I just hit it. It
He
stayed.
Velcroed it.
Oh,
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, you can do it, Susan.
Yep, you can. She's done an amazing job. So for sure. Like Gail
It's
says,
nice
makes
to
Susan
get to
nice.
chat with you, Jessica, and meet you. And
Yes, it was
And
great
it's
being
real-
here and meeting everyone.
Yeah, don't be a stranger to the show. We a lot of the same people are here, and we hang out and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. So for
Yeah.
sure. But I guess with that, I'm gonna tell everybody good night and thanks for
night.
coming in. And it was good seeing everybody. And once again, nice to meet you too, Jessica, and of course Becky. She's awesome people. So thanks again, Brian. So take care, my friends. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
bye.